gonna show you things you've never seen. Gonna sing a song to break it down. Gonna rock this party all night long. So come on everybody, let me see you dance. Get yourself ready, you got one more chance. We found the coolest place to be. The PlayStation Collection Network. Come on, won't you sing with me? Welcome to the show. Gather round the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. We'll show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Yo, yo.
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on, man?
Not much, man. Welcome to the PlayStation Collectors Podcast, Season 4, Episode 43. Season finale, maybe the show finale. My name's Joe Red.
We've actually made it. Let's go.
Right? And then joining me always is my co-host Figsy. What's up, bud?
Hey.
So yeah, how you doing? Should we just get that out of the way? This might be the last episode of the show.
Yeah, so as you guys may or may not have noticed, I hardly appear in the shows anymore, and we've had on and off guests for the last few months, and there's been a time zone change, and me and Joe's times just don't work anymore, and yeah, we still enjoy doing the shows, but we don't want to. Every one of us has to give up sleep to get a show going at a good time, and it just doesn't work. And it's not like we do the show to make money or anything. We do it to have fun and enjoy it. So for at least the next 6 months or so, we're not going to be doing the show. Maybe down the line we'll do something else or go on another show together or something like that. But as for the immediate future, the PlayStation Collectors Podcast, this is the season finale.
Yeah, so in case you guys didn't know, every time there's daylight savings time, apparently there's a 2-hour swing in either direction for us. And like Figsy said, it makes it so either one of us has to wake up really early or one of us has to stay up insanely late to do the show. And it just sucks. And so it's just we're doing it for how long now? How long have we been doing the show? 2 years? A year and a half?
It's been years. I mean, we're at what's this episode? I'm going to work out how many episodes we've done quickly.
I don't know. Over 200.
This is 198. We almost made it.
198? Well,
so I think in the future we owe you guys 2 episodes.
Yeah, we'll
at some point down the line, bonus episodes to get to that 200 number. But yeah, we did 198 episodes that went for 2 to 3 hours in length. So it was pretty cool. Yeah,
another thing too. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I think we've talked about everything I can think about PlayStation. We have seen every PlayStation collection, PS1, 2, 3, PSP, 3, 4, 5, every rare. I don't know. I'm just the shows are more about the Switch anyway. Nintendo. That's
I think the show became more about news and current events and different things like that, and and occasional nostalgic blasts on certain things when we had different people on, but. Yeah, it was definitely a lot different from when we first started off, that's for sure.
So I think I'm just going to replace you with a hot blonde with big boobs to read the news. And then we'll do that.
Just AI generated. Boom, it's all done.
Oh, man, that'd be cool. I don't even have to do it. I'll just make 2 fake people. Just sit back and relax. That's the AI is a scary future that we have.
Yeah, I mean, it's already at that point, developers in video games, most of their messages are sent via AI these days, and players all realize that very quickly. It's easy to tell, and that's just the start of it. I'm sure a lot of our games are being made with AI, and we're going to be watching stories, playing video games in the future, and the stories are going to be AI generated, and it's just going to be crap. We're going to get to the point where they're not going to proofread these stories, and the viewers are going to be the ones listening to them, and it's not a good future.
Well, eventually it'll be pick your own path, one of those books, Choose Your Own Adventures. It's there's not even going to be a predetermined game per se. It'll just be a bunch of assets, like you said, with an AI that creates stories on the fly, and everyone will have different experiences catered to them individually. And
which in essence sounds fun, but it's not. it takes away the whole talking to people about that experience that everyone had together, and you know.
Yeah, there's like something to having like a shared experience where like that's why like a lot of people think that, well, I've heard this conversation like Dark Souls in particular, those types of games, like people like them so much is that there's like one difficulty setting, so everyone kind of goes through the same thing. So it's like a shared experience, and you have that thing in common, and you know like how bad one each boss is and all that other stuff. Once that becomes all just random, I mean, and that's how I feel like it is with a lot of games now. Like now they have like straight up story mode in games where you don't even play. That's like a thing. It's a very common thing.
I honestly hate picking a difficulty setting because I don't want to play a game like in theory I want to play a game on the hardest difficulty. In theory, right? I'm a hardcore gamer. I want to beat everything on the hardest difficulty. But I don't want to play a game that you pick that difficulty and suddenly every fight in the game takes half an hour because the health's just been quadrupled and you know, it's just you got to grind and suddenly it's not fun anymore. Where the devs intended it to be played on the normal difficulty, which is still a 100-hour experience or a 40-hour experience or whatever it is. But that was the way they intended. It's like I'm a massive fan of that Dark Souls method of this is the difficulty and you can't change it.
Yeah, this is just the game.
You need to level up. You need to get stronger and get more health and actually play the game and do it that way. I'm a fan of grinding, but grinding for the right reasons, you know.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, I remember back in the day, like in RPGs and grinding and everything, but that seems like another thing of the past. Everything's got a fast forward mechanic in it. I've noticed like every remake of an old RPG now, they're like, and here's the fast forward everything button. So you can get the hell through this game. It's not like the old days where you'd have to just like walk around in a little circle for like an hour and a half fighting slimes or some shit.
I can see times where it is an improvement. Right now I'm playing Oblivion, and Oblivion added two things that weren't in the original. It added fast, like sprinting, and it added the leveling up system from Skyrim, which the original leveling up system wasn't that good. That's two quality of life changes that makes the game a lot faster, but it's much more enjoyable and it feels like a 2025 game, you know.
That's cool. Yeah, that was a pretty cool stealth drop that they did. Like it was like
we knew it was coming, but it was pretty cool. The fact that it's free on Game Pass day one, like absolutely crazy. They announced it and you could download it 5 seconds after they announced it. That's insane.
Yeah, I'll probably play that. I've never played Oblivion. I played Skyrim, obviously. I've never played Morrowind either. But I've heard
I played Oblivion for about 10 hours, and I played it in like 2016 after, you know, I've experienced PS4 RPGs, and I just thought it looked outdated and played really outdated, and it did. And like the rest of it was great, and the remake is amazing. And so I originally signed up for Game Pass for $1 because that's what it costs in Australia when you cancel and come back. And downloaded. I played the tutorial, got out into the world, and the game crashed. I loaded it up and the game crashed. So I uninstalled it and bought it digitally on my PlayStation, and it felt so bad doing that. Just felt like such a sucker. So I'm like browsing pages now, looking for an Xbox Series S or something, because I'm on the path that Game Pass is worth it. Like free games digitally on PlayStation is an Xbox. There's the new that RPG that's set in the UK, the British one.
You mean the French one? You're talking about Claire Expedition?
No, that as well, but the one that came out about a month ago.
Adamfall?
Adamfall, that's free on Game Pass as well. I want to buy that. Like that plus the Claire one, like that's you know, you add Oblivion to that. That's the cost of an Xbox. Like it pays for itself. I'm a believer that, you know, that's such good value now. And if these games like Oblivion hasn't got a physical, I don't know if it is getting one, but like, you know, I want to play it today. I don't want to wait to see if a physical is even announced for this game.
Yeah, and it's obviously better to play for $1.
Yeah. Like, you know, it feels like you're getting a really good deal when you're getting it that cheap, you know, even at the $10 price mark or $15 that it is a month. It just Feels like you're getting a great deal.
Yeah, and that's a thing too, where like, you know, a lot of I was super pumped when I heard they were bringing a bunch of Xbox games over to the PS5 finally, and you know, I was like, oh great, gonna play Forza and Indiana Jones and everything. And it seems like we're either not getting any physical releases at all, or the ones that we're getting aren't like even complete anyway. So I'm a big believer in the fact that like, if it's not on the disc, and I feel like I'm just renting it anyway, I'm not owning it, I'm just
Yeah,
renting it. So I might as well actually just rent it.
just rent it.
Yeah,
Like the
and then play
way,
it, and
if
there
you
you
want
go.
to play Forza and was it Tomb Raider or the
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones, like it's literally like digital only, a collector's edition that doesn't have a disc or isn't on the content, or it's on Game Pass. So it's really a
Mhm.
no-brainer, especially Forza. Like I've played Forza because I bought it on my PC on Game Pass. It cost me $1 to rent for that month. I always unsubscribed, right? And because it didn't work on my computer, I played Oblivion for 3 hours. They refunded me that $1.
Thank God.
PlayStation wouldn't do that. There's no way in hell PlayStation would be refunding you after 3 hours of gameplay.
I wouldn't. I don't know. I've never bothered to try. But yeah, I'm glad they gave you $1 back.
Yeah, I can eat this week.
But that's the thing. That's like why the Indiana Jones. It's pretty expensive. It's like at least I think it's 70, and then the deluxe edition is like $100 or something. And it's like I don't know, why am I shelling out that type of dough for an incomplete thing that I don't really feel is worth it. I'd rather, like you said, pay $1 and just play it and be done with it.
And then it's not part of your collection. It's a separate hobby, your gaming hobby.
Mhm.
Like if I'm spending $10 a month for my gaming hobby, I'm fine with that. But once you start spending, $100 for a case that has this thing that's expired that is just going to sit on the shelf and be worth nothing, like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so that's why I feel like, as far as that's another thing that we've talked about a million times in the show. But like, there's a difference between just playing games and collecting. And like, when people talk about the game key cards and stuff, that's like I don't see them being fun to collect. I just don't see them. Like I said, it's nice that they have resale value. It's cool, but like, I just don't want them in my collection. I'm already like really limited on space, so it's like I would never waste space in my game room on those. Like, I'm just gonna collect the first party titles that are complete on disc, maybe like a couple third party titles, and then continue to play them on PlayStation 5. And if PlayStation 5 puts out incomplete discs, then like fuck it, I'll either fucking not play it at all, or I'll try to buy it digitally for like $1 or like $10 on sale or something.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like there is a silver lining to it that I was thinking about the other day. Like at the moment, I want 100 Switch games, which cost a fortune. There's not going to be many Switch 2 games I'm going to want because they're not going to be on, cart. Like I only want games that are on cart for my collection. Like if I want to play something, I'll probably spend some money for it, but like, it's hard to justify buying a full price game just to play and then put away that's worth nothing afterwards. I hate doing that.
Yeah, it's not fun, and it's the biggest thing that's like killed my excitement for this new system. Like I pre-ordered it, by the way, since I'm talking about the topic. Did you get your pre-order in? Figsy?
Well, in Australia, I almost dropped my coffee. In Australia, we could pre-order it after the announcement video like a month ago, and today you can still pre-order them. So like I'm shocked that all these other countries have sold out. Because usually Australia is like pre-orders are up for 5 minutes, they're sold out. You can't get one for months. Like the PS5, people were years. It was taking people years to get them.
Yeah,
Which is crazy. They must be like, let's send 10 million to Australia. Oops, we added an extra 0.
I mean,
people just aren't buying them here. Where how it came out.
Well, they're really expensive. I mean, no joke. Like, how much is it in Australian for a system there? Isn't it like $700?
It was like $700, which is like $430 US or something. It was cheaper than the US model.
Interesting. Did you guys get an actual Mario Kart or no? Did you get the digital?
No. I got the normal Switch, and then I ended up getting Mario Kart through a different retailer for 79 Australian, which is like 49 US for the kart version, which is cool.
Reggie, is there any way I
What's
could
up,
talk
Reggie?
you out of the Switch pre-order? The Switch One has so many more games. Well, I mean, I've already spent the money, so no, I'm not canceling it. If anything, I'm gonna scalp that bitch. Yeah, I'm
Well,
selling
the way
like
I look
800,
at
dude.
it, so when I bought my PS5, I sold my PS4 because it's the same thing. They play everything the same. Like I'm tempted to sell my Switch, and that way I've got the box for it and everything. Like I can sell it for $300-400, and that way the Switch 2 is only costing you a couple $100.
So they're not wrong. There's not any games. It's just Mario Kart, pretty much. That's going to be the big one, and then Donkey Kong comes out in July.
Bloodborne next year, the Bloodborne 2,
Yeah.
whatever it's called. That's for me.
And then the new Rune Factory will be available, which that's cool. But I can, a lot of people want to probably play that. And yeah, there's really not a lot right now, but I'm getting it specifically because of a couple free upgrades that it comes with. Because I've never played Super Mario Odyssey. Like, don't be mad at me in the comments, but I never played that. But I heard it's getting a free upgrade for the Switch 2. So I'm gonna play that.
I played like 10 minutes of it, and it wasn't for me.
Yeah, I had a similar experience. It's not even that I didn't like it. I was just
It wasn't in the mood for that type of game.
Yeah, exactly. But I have been in the mood for that type of game lately because, like I said, I'm on a fun game kick.
Day one of a new system, maybe in the mood for that type of game.
Yeah, I mean, same thing with Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong doesn't normally be something I would be super hyped for, but with the new system, I'm like, hell yeah, that looks sweet. Let's get some bananas, dude.
It doesn't do much for me. I'd pick it up if it was on special, but that's about it. But the new Mario Kart looks good. Like, and the fact that I'm getting it cheaper than what it goes for, I'm kind of excited for that. I do feel like the Switch 2 isn't going to be something that we can buy cheaper later down the line, though.
That's
true.
true.
Like over the last 5 or 6 years, especially with scalpers and everything, they just don't allow products to get cheaper. Like if there's a $50 price drop, it's going to go in the scalpers' pockets, and they're the ones getting it. Like it's just not allowed. It just doesn't get into the public's hand anymore because that many people are desperate for money out there and reselling and different things like that, and it's just completely different market.
I agree. I think that if anything, it's been like it's the first generation. Everything's got more expensive. They remember sales. Remember things? It was funny. I remember I was talking to my girlfriend and I was like, "Oh man, since the Switch 2's coming out, maybe like PlayStation will put out a good sale to try to compete with them." And then 48 hours later, they're like, "We're raising the prices on all our consoles and the PS Plus. We're raising them." I was like, "Oh well, maybe that's not gonna happen." Like, what the heck?
Yeah, it's a sad time. Like, you don't get things cheap anymore. If you want to play something, you're forking up the big bucks. Like, I want Silent Hill 2. I want what's the game that just celebrated a 1-year anniversary? Stellar Blade. I really want Stellar Blade. I really fucking want that game. It's still like $90 here. I'm like, I really want this game, but it's like, do I pay? Do I just keep waiting? It's a year. Like, it's still full price,
Yeah, over here, I feel like $40 seems to be the lowest I'm seeing on like a lot of the PS5 games. Which is probably like 60 there. But yeah, we're not getting like massive sales like we used to, even on the physical games. Like, they're just not going down as much.
Well, that's another reason why things like Game Pass look so appealing, because it's like they're getting a lot of games now. Like, this month's probably the craziest month I've ever had. That it's like three or four big AAA releases straight to Game Pass day one. It's like, okay, I'm not an Xbox fan. I'm like, should I buy an Xbox at this point? It's like I'm struggling to run these new games on my PC. It's like I get a Series S, couple of $100 and get Game Pass, and I'm set for a gaming machine that I can sell down the line. I don't have to buy. Like, I don't want to collect Xbox games. I'm not into Xbox collecting. I've done that in the past. It wasn't for me. So it's like it's kind of a good system for that. It's like a mini PC. I can play it on my big TV, and I've already got controllers for it. I'd be laughing.
That's what they want, and that's the future. And I get it, especially if you have a family. Like, it's like an exhaustible amount of games for your dollar, whereas opposed to like, I remember when I was a kid, if my dad went out and spent 50, 60, $70 on a game or whatever, and he chose wrong, it could be a game that we beat that afternoon. It's like he could bring a game and we'd be like, yeah, we beat it 35 times already and today. He's like, what? What do you mean? I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those games. You bought like an arcade game. I don't know what to tell you. It's over.
So I grew up like 15 years after you, but we lived 2.5 hours away from the city. So it was the same situation. If we got a game that was crap, like I remember one day Dad bought truck racing on the PS1. Because he used to always buy truck racing games. And this was the worst game. Like you're racing in slow trucks that with no trailers on the back, just slow trucks. It was terrible. Like I bought it as an adult, as a meme, because I rebought my childhood games. But it was absolutely terrible. It's like 10 minutes going around this track on a slow truck.
I guarantee you there's some guy who's going to be in the comments like, that was my favorite game. I love that game.
I speed run that shit.
I was in Vietnam. It's the only game I had. Maybe they were in Vietnam, but it was in the 90s. It's just but yeah, man. You're not wrong. It's becoming a crazy expensive hobby, and it's interesting because it's to me it's already like, especially physical collecting. It's kind of like it's definitely obviously a luxury. It's like a boutique item. It's like a specialty item at this point. Like it's totally unnecessary for physicals other than people who want them, and they're not catering to that anymore. And I'm just curious how many people are going to just cash out of the collecting game or just stick to old stuff, because at least we got like some sick generations physically to go out with, like PS4 and Switch. You could collect just those two systems.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, when you brought up before, if all these PS5 games aren't on disc, I'm like, well, I can go and collect PS4 games forever because there's so many of them, and 95% of them are gonna play from the disc. It's not like PS5 games or modern stuff that we're seeing. And apart from, your Call of Duties, your big AAA releases, most of them are playable on the disc.
Yeah. And I'd like you said, most people say that like they're not, which is not true. A lot of them have updates, but yeah, even like what's on the disc, it's functional, it's fine. And let's be real. Like if I'm going to play a game 20 years from now, am I going to even remember and notice what I'm missing?
I mean, if it's Stardew Valley, you'd probably be like, where is everything?
Well, that game I would, yeah, because especially the PS4 version.
I remember a lot more in this game.
Oh, dude, I'm curious what version is on the PS4, because that came out 1,000 years
I played
ago.
it day one. Like I played the day one PS4 version, and it went up until the end of the game was completing the community center.
That's it?
Wow. That's it. Like that was the end of the game,
Yeah, I remember I was watching my girlfriend play it like a few years later, and I'm like, what is all of this? What is this? Like, I beat Stardew. I did everything you could do. I remember, and like there was just like all sorts of new stuff, and I haven't really gone through it with the latest patch and done it all again. But
I 100% of the game after the prior to 1.6, but I haven't even played the new one.
Yeah, that's
insane. And it's hard. It's so hard to get back into that game because it's like I've got this 100% file. It's like, where do you start? Like,
yeah, I mean, that should be enough. You should be complete. That dude needs to stop fucking with that game.
Yeah, I know. It's like, please just work on the new one. Like, I hate playing things twice.
Yeah, it's good, man. You did good. But you know what? I'll still say it's still in like the top 10 games always on Steam forever.
It's in the top 10 sales of all time, like full stop, not just Steam, like all time video game sales. Up with Minecraft, Tetris, Grand Theft Auto 5, Stardew Valley is in that list, which is crazy. And it didn't just get there overnight. Every year it sells more and more copies, which is awesome.
Yeah, you got to give it to the guy. It's not like he sells it for $19.99 and it's like $9.99 per patch 10 times or whatever. It's just whatever the cheap price. It's like $10 for the game still with all the content.
Yeah,
You
the
keep adding.
physical might be 30 or 40, but that's still a cheap physical, you know.
Mhm. Yeah,
And then he reprints it and reprints it and reprints it, and
I think I
they're
have the
on top of
latest
it, you got
version.
'em.
That's this one right there. That's
I
should
have
be the latest.
1.5 on the Switch and the original on PS4. I
I'm
even
not
do.
sure.
I even have it on my phone. I bought it on my phone because
Yeah.
went on an airplane once, and I'm like, "Oh, I can play Stardew Valley for $1.99."
That's when my girlfriend played it first on her phone. She did that. Got addicted, which was funny because when we first met, she like didn't like handheld gaming. She just liked playing on the TV. And then she played that on her phone, and she was like, "Yeah, never mind." And she got her a Switch, and she's been like addicted ever since. So, speaking of addicted games like that, have you played? Or I've been playing Graveyard Keeper like crazy, man. That game.
I want to get it. So, like, it was on sale a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't have the money at the time. And now I got the money; it's full price, and I don't really like buying things on G2A because those sites aren't the best. So I'm just waiting for another sale, and then I'll grab it.
That's one of those games that always goes on sale every time there's a sale. So just wait.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll definitely get it.
Especially on Steam. Like I'm at the point where I just wish list stuff, and you get emails when they're on sale. You know.
Well, that game is like if you have ADHD, it's like it really gets you. It's one of those games where you're like, I'm gonna do this. And you walk out, and then like 2 hours later, you have done everything but that because you just like, oh, look at this. I'm going to do that. Oh, yeah, I have to do that. Oh, there's one of these. Oh, I got to do that. Oh, this thing happened. Oh, now I got to get one of these. Oh, man, I need coal. Oh, man, why is this thing broken? Oh, I should fix this. Oh, I should build one of these. It's like, it's a time vampire game, big time.
I seen a review about it that after like the 30-hour mark, it becomes an annoying grind. Like if you're going to do all the trophies or things like that, but up to that point, it's meant to be amazing.
Yeah. I'm not trying to get all the trophies or anything like that. I'm just having fun. It's just much like Stardew. Like I didn't look up guides. I just played it and like did it badly and wandered around and had fun. I prefer it.
Yeah, I enjoy doing that. I recently just finished this week the first Berserker Kazan, which is kind of like a new Souls game. But it's done by like a AA studio. Like it's not a AAA studio, and it is fantastic. Like I bought it a day after it came out. I didn't get one glitch. You know, I played the game from start to finish. It was fucking amazing. I wasn't there for the story, but I don't play those games for the story. Apparently the story is good too. I just skipped all the cutscenes. But the boss fights were fantastic. Like I did everything. I do all the trophies, right? But I don't like replaying games. So I've done 55 out of 56 trophies, and there's one left or two left. And I've saved it. So I'm like, if I could come back and play this in like 5 years' time, and it would be awesome. So I've just like left the game there, put it away. I deleted it off the PlayStation. But yeah, like definite 9.5 out of 10 game. Absolutely amazing.
I've heard nothing but good things. I've actually heard that it's really hard. Even
yeah, it was so fucking hard. But like it's not like impossible hard. It's like, okay, I have to learn the boss and dance with the boss. It's basically a rhythm game. Like, you know, at that point, it's just a rhythm game. You're just learning the boss's moves. You're dancing with the boss. And some of the boss fights are like 5 to 10 minutes long, which, you know, to casuals would make it really hard. Right?
You made it sound way less badass. It's about a giant barbarian with a sword that chops demons up, and he's like, you just like rhythm dance with the boss. And like, now I'm picturing like Ricky Martin up there, friggin' sashaying out of the way of the bosses.
It did have the effect that the first, second, and third boss in the game were harder for me than the final boss, and the final boss is meant to be the hardest boss in the game. I beat it first attempt on the hardest ending, which has all like the normal ending's got 2 phases, the secret ending's got 3. I beat it first attempt on 3 without learning its moves. So it kind of became like, okay, I'm overpowered now, which is one little like, that's why I didn't get 10 on my ratings. But Yeah, like up until that point, absolutely amazing. Where compared to like Black McWukong, which was amazing, but those bosses were easy, which isn't fun. I prefer the challenge.
Yeah, I feel like you get lucky sometimes when you play those games. There's always those bosses that people be like, "Oh man, I was stuck on this boss for 3 days, 300 attempts," and like you're like, I fucking just fell over and dropped my sandwich, and like, I looked up and he was dead." I don't know.
Yeah, well, it is funny. Like I've watched videos on the top 10 hardest bosses in the first Berserker Kazan, and it's like the boss that I got stuck on for like 3 days is number 13 on this dude's list. And the number one's the boss I beat first attempt. So I'm like, all right.
That's what I mean. You just sometimes right place, right time, or right RNG. You just got the
right skill points unlocked, right weapon use, right abilities, different things like that.
Never for me, because I'm always just struggling in those games, using the wrong everything. Like I said, I don't look shit up until I'm like, I can't win. Then I'll look it up and it's like, by the way, did you know you have skill points? Who here had played a game and like been like 40 hours into a game and didn't realize that you had like a skill tree that you could level up? Anybody else besides me? Am I the only one? I've played games where I'm like, bro, I've had that happen. I'm like, this game is so hard. Holy crap. Why? Like 20 hours.
I'm level 1. I'm like, what? What? You can add health?
What is this? Oh my god! I can double my health, damage, armor, ability, get 3 new spells. Oh, what the fuck? Then you do it and you immediately win. It's like, oh, all right. Well, yeah. I mean, that's never happened to me.
So I expect you to enjoy those games because once you get good at them, it becomes like a rhythm game. Mm-hmm. When I fought the final boss of Bloodborne, like. I've never had more fun in like my 4th time fighting that boss because, like I got every parry off perfect and, every attack he did, I did the right dodge and the right combo and it just felt so satisfying. It felt like, you're doing a Guitar Hero game perfectly or something like that.
Yep, I do know that feeling. That is a satisfying feeling when any rhythm game that you play, if you can actually 100% a song, it's like the best feeling in the world. It's only happened to me like once, twice. I beat one song on Beat Saber on Expert Plus, and I 100% of it. I was so excited. And then I tried again to replicate that for like a year, and nope.
It's one of those things that you have to commit the time. Like you can, but you have to commit the time. So it's just like I'm replaying Sekiro right now, and this is funny actually. So I started replaying it a couple of months ago. I talked about it on the show, and I had a file that I'm 70 hours into that I haven't touched since like 2002, right? 2022, 2022. I haven't touched this file, and I got stuck on the final boss, and I just never returned to the game. So anyway, I was doing everything, and I got like 40 hours into this new save and I stuffed up the endings. Shit. I'm not going to get the platinums now. I'm like, am I doing all this so I don't even get all the trophies? And I'm like, wait, I've got this other save file that's actually at that point where I've unlocked. I'm going to get all the endings. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to jump on this account because I'm playing a game. Like, it's still my account. Yeah. I jumped on the other account and I'm like, I'm going to beat this boss. So I pulled out a pen and paper and I'm writing down attempts. I'm up to attempt number 13. And I haven't beaten the final boss yet. It's got 4 phases. I've gotten into phase 4 twice. I'm going to beat Ishin. I'm going to beat it. I'll upload the video to YouTube once I do. I'm like in the mindset where I'm going to beat it after the show, actually. Just in that mindset where I'm going to sit here and fight you 400 times until I fucking beat you.
That's a special mindset to have. Like a lot of people, like that's what I feel when I play shmups. Like if you want to have any actual chance of like seeing a shmup, you can't casually play it here and there. You have to like be like, I'm going to play nothing but this shmup for the next 5 days, and I'm just going to memorize every single spawn, everywhere, every angle, find the safest spots, what works on this pattern. You have to study it and learn it and like live it and memorize it and keep all that fresh. Because if you just come back to it like every once in a while, you'll never accumulate enough skill to beat it. And that's like the same thing with this. It sounds like it's just like 4 phases. It's like you're not going to just get lucky. You need to focus and learn all the parts and all the phases and when to push them through phases and stuff like that. That used to be a huge thing in World of Warcraft. Like, it's not only like what the phases do, but like when to push them and when to use bloodlust and where to position them. And, you know, like all this sorts of things like that would make it so you'd have the best advantage of winning based on the timing of what you do things.
And I'm sure there's people out there that calculated the numbers. So we tested using bloodlust at 20 seconds, 21 seconds, 22 seconds, and and here's our results. So it's best used at 22 seconds into the fight. You've got to be at this angle. We've tested all that. Like, people are out there doing this stuff.
Oh yeah,
in all types of communities. It's so cool.
Yeah, World of Warcraft is where I went through that the most, because it was just like you would do the same boss. Like, oh man, I remember my first guild, we were terrible. I was in good guilds eventually, but like my first one, we were just scrubs. And there was like, we were in Blackwing Lair, and there was the first boss, Razor Gore. We spent like, I don't even know, 8-9 months trying to kill that dude. And then when we finally got it together and we started killing him, oh man, what a feeling. Unbelievable.
It's almost hard to comprehend how much like information and research people have done in Geoguessr for different type of things. But this one guy did a PhD and submitted it, and it's a Geoguessr research. It got submitted for his PhD.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
No, it's just researching different things throughout different countries and things like that. It's absolutely insane, some of the research that's done. Like every single street sign in Brazil, looking at them to see what electricity companies' letters are done, and doing, 500 in each state to get a sample size and things like that. It's absolutely insane, some of the research that people's done.
All I know is I ain't calling nobody doctor who majored in Geoguessr. All right? Fuck that. I don't care. It's like getting a Mortal Kombat degree. I don't care how good you are. Just kidding.
It's funny because it's using real life, It uses things that governments could then use and things like that. Just
it could be very easy. No, you could like say like you're a soldier and you're kidnapped. You get your phone out. You could like send it to Figsy. Be like, "Where am I?" And he'd be like, "Mate, you're right in Afghanistan. Look southeast, go northwest to the city." Something like that.
Well, you see it in pop culture. Actually, there's a movie being made right now, and in the movie they took things from there's a YouTuber named Rainbolt who does Geoguessr content, and they took things that he does on TikTok, different techniques that he used, and they've put it in this spy movie that's coming out next year. Like, I see YouTube videos where people are like, I watched this one yesterday. It was a skateboarding video, and they were trying to find a car that was in this skate video from the 90s. And he's like, so I tracked down a Geoguessr to help me find it.
That's amazing. Dude, that'd be so cool. Maybe you think that'll be a thing in the future? They'll have like past Geoguessr, like old.
Well, there already is. There already is, but it just uses like famous places and things like that. So you've got to guess the year, and you've got to guess where it is. It's not as fun, but because Street View is always updating, in 100 years, people can play Geoguessr from the year 2020 and things like that.
I think it would be cool in the future if someone was like, all right, there's a lot of needles and fentanyl on the ground. That's San Francisco, 2025. See all that shit piles on the side? Definitely 2020 San Francisco.
Well, no people on the streets. That's 2020.
No, this is the future. So by then, San Andreas has cracked off California and it's floated away. So there's actually nothing left. Yeah,
so what Chaos just said, random people around the world getting calls from Geoguessr players asking where they are. That happens. So it became popular on some YouTubers who played Geoguessr, and they were just searching for phone numbers, calling these people in random countries, asking them where they were.
I mean, yeah. That could be really fun. That'd be good content. I'll tell you what.
Your signs are great.
You pay for me to fly around the world. I'll do that. And I'll call you and you can make content. Where am I now?
It's something that advertisers don't think about, right? If you're in a certain place in the world, your street only might get covered once every 5 years. You know how much how much it would be worth to have the billboard on the busy intersection that everyone goes on Google and sees. That's going to be on Street View for like the next 10 years. Because you would pay the same amount as the next guy who rented it for a week or whatever. But you got the Google car driving past and you're on Google.
Genius.
Advertisers, hit me up. We'll get talking.
They should. Well, you know what? Google will probably sell it. Be like, you can buy it in Geoguessr now too, for you can rent it for $10.
Well, be like, we're coming around doing this street next week. Who wants the billboards? Like, I'm actually making a map that's kind of related to this, and I'm trying to find every video game related piece that I can find. So if I find like a Mario on someone's doorstep, I'm putting it in this map. And there's like villages in Africa that like have PlayStation free and things like that. It's really cool.
It is cool.
Yeah, it'll be ready one day.
So, Figsy, I don't even. Are you going to be buying game key cards? I don't really never heard your opinion on it.
Yeah. Like unless
you like
unless Bloodborne 2 is only on a game key card, like there's no way I'm doing that. You know, like I might if a game doesn't have a physical and it's the only way to play it, and I really want to play it. Maybe, because then you can turn around and sell it, and I'll sell it right away. Like I'm the type of person that will play something and I'll put it on eBay that day and sell it. So if that's the case, then yeah, but I'm not collecting that stuff. Like that's not going on the shelf. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I figured. So I'm curious because I don't. It seems to most people I know, not everybody, obviously. I'm sure there's people who don't care or think they're fine. But like most people I've seen have been pretty in the collecting community. Have been pretty negative about actually collecting them, whether or not you agree. So there's good and bad things about them too. Like so,
I'm gonna say they're good because they were using one-time redemption codes. Yeah, and now they're not, which is awesome. You can sell them, you can trade them, you can give them to your friends. You can. My mum and dad can buy a game, little Timmy can play it, and then turns around and says, I don't like this anymore, and then they can sell it. They couldn't do that before if they bought the wrong thing. Like that, so that's a good thing. But for us collectors, that's not what we're after, you know. I don't want to fucking download code that, I mean, I can sell it one day, but I don't want to collect that.
Yeah, so it's a weird situation because like it's worse than an actual physical release, which is obviously what we prefer. It's better than an all digital release. It's definitely better than a code in a box. So like I said, like I've said before, like I wish, and this will never happen, but I wish it was just an alternative. Like imagine if like the physical game came out and it was 70, whatever whatever price tag you're on, 60, 70, 80 bucks, whatever it is. And then the game key card came out and it was 40. And that was an option.
And that covers the cost of manufacturing, and that's basically it because they're still shipping out the case.
And then I'm double thumbs up. I think that would be super duper cool. Like I have no, like that would be awesome. I think that's a win for everybody because in the
I feel like and people will speak with their money, right?
What's that?
Like I see comments of games getting announced and they're just getting attacked in the comments. If these things don't sell, we might see Nintendo turn around and, you know, go the route of carts again. But if these things sell, then they're not going to care. Like if they sell all the products that they're expecting to sell, they don't care. If it's just 10% of the market, that, you know, we're not going to mean anything. Like it's money that talks. Like lower the price of the Switch that was going on a month ago. Like they're sold out. Like that's not happening.
Everybody who collects knows the Switch. I've especially on this show, like the Nintendo Switch 1 was just so successful and people are so passionate about it. Like there's no way that the Switch 2 was not going to be a massive success out of the gate right away. There's no way. And like I know people say, well, find out for real because of the scalpers, blah blah blah. I don't think so. I think it's going to be like record setting regardless of the people complaining about how much it costs. I think that was all just pointless.
Did you see the lines at GameStop that were like 100 people deep? Like that's crazy in this stone age. Like people couldn't just sit on their phones and go and get it. Like they're going out of the house. Like, they're hunting this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear about Japan? So in Japan, right, you couldn't pre-order it. You had to sign up via My Nintendo. You had to have at least 50 hours of gameplay, and you have to have a Nintendo account paid for the past 12 months. And they had 2 million people sign up.
Yeah.
That qualified for that prerequisite. Like half of them aren't getting one. So apparently, like, if half the number is reached, it's going to outsell the PS2 week 1 in Japan.
I think it's going to be they're going to break records for sure. It'll be the number 1 selling console release of all time. I think up to now. I do believe so, which is funny because Reggie, he keeps saying, there's no games, and he's not wrong. It's like,
he's right. I'm not buying one for today. But I'm buying one because I feel like when my game that comes out next year comes out, I'm not going to be able to get one of these systems because I'm looking at what happened with the PS5, the Switch, like everything these days. Like, if you miss out day one, it's more expensive. Like, even controllers or like, video games that shouldn't be rare, like this shit. I know it's got reprinted, but that's not the point. Like, it's just, we live in the age where, half the people buying it are buying it to flip and double their money on it. So it's just, it's crazy. Like, if you can get it day one, you're usually getting it for the cheapest price.
I also think that I don't think people like truly understand the power and popularity of Mario Kart. Like, I don't think they really wrap their head around how much people like Mario Kart. Like, that game is one of those games that some people, that's like all they play. They play that still like 5 nights a week. They play that like over and over and over. Right? It's insane. But
I mean, there's an esports scene behind it. There's a speedrunning scene behind it. Like, it's big.
And Nintendo knows that they could have literally released nothing but the system in Mario Kart, and we'd be in a very similar situation. Like, I don't think it would still be selling out like mad if that's all the.
Well, the fact that Pokemon is backwards compatible is crazy. Like, the Pokemon games are going to be on the Switch. Like, they didn't need to make them exclusive to the Switch too. That kind of, and Pokemon's, in terms of like any other series, is the biggest video game. Makes the most money. Pokemon's 5 times ahead of Mario. And the fact that they didn't have to go exclusive on that is crazy. And most of the new games announced are all coming to the Switch. Apart from Mario Kart and Donkey Kong, what else is exclusive? That's it, right?
For the new ones? Well, I mean, it depends on what. So they have like the updated Kirby and the updated Mario Party, but
that's not that to me. That's not selling anything. And you know what it's going to be like? Oh, you get an extra character. You get an extra. You can use this extra button that we've added. Like, that's I'm thinking a Mario Kart 10. I'm thinking a new game. Like, I don't want to hear a PS5 enhanced version. That's not what I'm after when I'm talking exclusives.
So you want to hear something shameful?
Yeah.
I ordered the Mario Kart bundle with the digital game.
I heard. Shame.
I'm so sorry. But I can justify it. So first of all, it's $30 cheaper than the physical. Number one, it actually is cheaper. So a lot of people say digital games are cheaper. It is. It's cheaper. And number two, you just know for a fact that game will have tons of DLC. Like, if they're going to do the same thing they did with the last Mario Kart, where they make it part of probably the online subscription service, and you'll get the content as long as you sub it. So I just feel like they're going to keep that same model because it was successful. Like, me and my girlfriend both bought the online service specifically for Mario Kart and for the Animal Crossing stuff that they, when they included those free DLCs, we were like, well, it makes, clear, like, you're gonna buy, we were gonna buy that anyway, so you might as well get the online subscription. I just feel like it's going to be the same thing, so I just want to wait and just play it that way, because the physical is going to be missing all that shit anyway, and I don't want to pay $80 for a physical that's missing a bunch of shit. I'd rather wait, keep the digital version, and in 5 years, 6 years, Asia will get a copy with all the DLC, something like that.
Yeah, but you can always download, have the DLC on there. Like I'm playing the game, so I'm gonna have it downloaded and things like that. I can kind of see the argument, but then the fact that I was able to order it $30 cheaper, like suddenly made it a no-brainer. Like I'm getting it for $10 more than people are paying for the digital version.
Yeah, and I don't know, my day one purchases of games are like, I'm very hesitant. I'm just like, I'd rather have the digital and wait for the physical. I've talked about this before. I'd rather wait a year or two for an actual good physical release than purchase the physical crappy one out of the gate, because it's just taking up space. And like, I hate having to update it. Man, I've done it so many times.
See, I'm in the vote where I would rather buy it than sell it and then get the money back. And that way you don't, it costs you $10 to play it and then later on down the line buy it and do it that way.
The other thing,
that's a reason, I sell for a living, so it makes it easy when you do that.
Well, that's true. I sell if I am forced to at gunpoint.
And once you bought it, you'd be like, well, I own it now. I don't really want to get rid of it. Things like that. And, that makes sense.
The latest thing that's driving me crazy is that they keep coming out with these compilations of games. Like they have the Octopath Traveler 1 and 2 now in one cart. And I own 1 and 2 on 2 carts already. So I have no reason to buy that, but I'm just like, oh, it's more convenient. It saves space. Should I get it and flip the other 2 and sell those and just keep the single one? And then that drives me crazy. And then the Azure Striker Gunvolt, they just did the same thing. I have like 1 and 2 and then 3 separately, and they just released a triple pack in Japan.
Salt and Sanctuary, the same. Like I just bought the sequel, and they've also got a double pack. It's like, well, I own them both. I don't need the double pack.
We have a surprise for everybody. Joining us in the middle of the show, Mr. Radical Reggie. What's going on, buddy?
Is that Reggie?
Good morning, Paul. Good morning on my end.
Yeah,
how are you guys doing, man?
Yeah, good, man. Yourself? Good to see you.
Good. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'm still laying in bed, but I had to join you guys, man, because all the Switch talk has got me. I don't know. It's got my blood boiling a little bit, but no, I'm kidding.
It's really like the anti-collector system. It's it's that, like I 100% get the arguments, because it's like it's got 2 games for it.
Yeah, it's pretty insane, and having 2 games for it, and people are still super pumped up for it, has got me tripped out. I mean, the main thing that they are kind of banking on, of course, the Mario Kart, but at the same time playing older games in better quality is another. And that's what kind of got me I don't know, man. Like they could have had a lot of newer games coming out, maybe a new Zelda would have been nice, a Mario game on launch that's not Mario Kart, in addition to Mario Kart, you know what I mean? A Mario Odyssey 2 would have been nice.
Yep.
I was expecting a Pokemon game that couldn't run on the old Switch because it was a powerful game.
Right. Capcom, I thought they're gonna have some kind of Resident Evil exclusive, but instead they have Street Fighter 6, which has been out for 2 years. It's like, who wants to play Street Fighter 6 on the what do they call it, joypad or whatever?
Joy-Cons, yeah.
It's like, dude, come on, man. Jeez. Nintendo,
it's very similar to the PS5 launch, though. The PS5 had Demon Souls day one. What was that? It was Returnal day one.
I don't know. I didn't get my PS5 till a year after it came out.
But the PS5 for the first few months had a handful of games.
Yeah. I mean, not a lot of systems have a great launch. And I hate to be old school here, but the last system I know that had a great launch day one, in my opinion, was the Dreamcast. But that's going way back.
Yep.
The 360 was pretty strong. 360 was kicking it from day one.
Yeah, I could say 360 had a pretty good lineup day one, but I hated I wasn't into that system back then. But looking back at it, it had a strong lineup. I would say people were pumped up.
Yeah, I mean, if you've never played the Switch 1 games that they're making Switch 2 versions of, it's probably all right. Like if you've never played the Zelda games and you've never played Kirby and you've never played Mario Party and all that stuff, I suppose that would be appealing because those are all new games to you. But if you have played all of that stuff, it's not as exciting.
There are some Switch games which struggle on the Switch, which will probably play decently on the Switch too as well. But, you know, like I have a PS5 for half of those games.
Speaking of games that struggle, Graveyard Keeper plays like dog shite on the Switch, just so you know.
Really? So that's like that looks like a game that would play well on the Switch, you know.
It looks like it would play really good on a Game Boy, to be honest with you, but for some reason it runs terribly and it crashes quite often. And it's frustrating because it's the way the game works is like you only save your game when you go to sleep. You do not have to go to sleep. You can go to sleep when you kind of feel like it. You can stay awake for days and days and days if you want. So it's been several times I've like lost hours worth of progression because the game crashes. I'm just like, holy shit. So I've learned to always sleep. Really annoying. But that is one of the things I'm excited about specifically is me and my girlfriend, we have plenty of games that we played on the Switch and we were like, this sucks. Open plays good on the Switch too. So we have like you said, Reggie, we have like a list of games. We're like, let's try out that. Let's see if Slime Rancher will work because that game.
How are they looking on the backwards compatibility for the Switch 2? What?
It says it's okay, but there's like a big list of games that have issues, and they just say like known issues, but I don't know if they've listed like what they are and how bad it is.
Is it like can't play? You know, one level freezes, blah blah blah. Turner just said Balatro crashes on PS5. That's interesting because I played like 50 hours of Balatro on the Switch and I never had a single crash.
Do you guys think they should have went emulation instead of like hardware for Switch 1 for backwards compatibility?
Isn't that what they did? Isn't it emulation? That's what MVG.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So do you think it was better that he went emulation instead of like just as hardware?
No.
For backwards compatibility? Like they had like a Switch 1 inside of the Switch 2 or something like that?
That would be better, but that would probably make it. It'd be like we were in the PS3 situation where it just expensive.
Yeah. I think it's better without, and then you know they would probably have a higher price because they could justify it like that, and you don't really like in the modern day, like you don't need to do that because the technology's there to just emulate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one thing that at least PS5 has, what PlayStation is going with it is I've heard that like the architecture is very similar and like they said if PS6 can play PS5, that it should be able to play PS4 in theory. It's like not that different. So I'm hoping that we get that. Imagine we get the PS6 and it's backwards compatible with both generations. That'd be pretty dope.
It should be really, you know. Like,
I hope so.
But like we don't need the PS6. We didn't even need the Pro at this point.
No, I don't think the Pros sold very well. Not that the original PS4 Pro was like a massively successful. It had like a small adopt rate for the overall population, but
we needed the PS4 Pro. Like,
there was
I was playing PUBG at the time. It barely ran on the PS4. Like it crashed 50 times in 100 hours of gameplay. You know, suddenly this game can play, and there were so many games like it at the time that played on Xbox One but didn't play on PS4, and it wasn't a good look for Sony. You know, and it was popular games like Call of Duties and things like that. So that they needed the Pro then, but that wasn't the case on PS5.
Agreed. Although I do want a Pro, I'm not gonna lie, they look sick.
No, I hate the fact that you can't get one without the disk drive.
Well,
like it isn't inbuilt into the system. I don't like that.
That was my argument when it originally came out. I'm like, shouldn't the Pro be like the bee's knees? Shouldn't have all the bells and whistles? And like, I feel like a disk drive shouldn't be overlooked. It didn't even come with the stand, right? They just we can get all over there again. Yeah, everybody's trying
unless
to
my PS5 stopped working. I've got no interest in upgrading to a Pro at all.
I kind of want to get a PS5 Slim, to be honest, just because I would like to collect some of the plates, the cool plates that came out, and like they're only making them for the Slim now. So I'm not going to buy the plates if I don't at least own a goddamn console I can put them on. I refuse to be that bad. I'm not doing that.
No, I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I bought a couple of controllers and it's like trying not to go down these rabbit holes. I'm just collecting games.
Controllers is the one thing I think they did great this generation so far.
Yeah, amazing.
PS5 has really cool controllers. They have a whole bunch. I like collecting them. But the consoles, like, what a bummer, dude. After coming off a PS4, like, we've talked about this before. Like the PS4 generation had so many sick custom consoles, and now's the time to get them. By the way, if you have any interest in collecting those cool PS4 consoles, they are like ridiculously cheap. People are selling them for like $80 online, like Star Wars editions.
Really?
Oh yeah, I see them all the time, super cheap. But a lot of the times too, like they may be missing the controller that came with it, so you may want
missing the box or something.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, I'm not. These aren't complete in box consoles. I'm just talking about if you want to just collect the consoles themselves. Complete in boxes.
It wasn't just the PS4 though. Like PS2, PS3, they all killed it with special edition consoles. Like PS2, there's like 30 different variants of consoles for PS2. Crazy. Every color you could mention, you can get a PS2.
Yeah, James, they haven't even come out with plates for the Pro. Yeah, they don't have anything. Well, they manufacture themselves into the stupidest situation ever by having 37 versions of their console. It's so dumb.
I've just recently, probably this year, started to really get into like the collecting side of PS5. Now that some games are a little bit cheaper and things like that, and I've had money again to be able to afford these things. So I think I've grown my collection to like almost 100 games, and I'm excited. Like I look at the wall, and I'm like, they're all really cool games. Maybe one or two I got for $5. That's just crap, but I'm like, it's a cool system, and it's at the point now where it's pretty cool, but it's dwarfs when you compare to the Switch or the PS4.
Yeah, I have like 1,400 PS4 games and like 200 PS5 games or something like that, right around there. And
then how many of those PS5 games have PS4 versions too?
I didn't double. I'm really, really trying to stop the double dipping. For the most part, I have. But yeah, I've been trying not to buy them on PS4 and PS5 and Switch and stuff like that. That's a bad habit, dude.
That's the point where I am now where I don't care as long as I own the game. I can have one version on this system, one version here, one version here. That's all good. Because it's too expensive to get it all on the one system. Like it doesn't make sense to me. I'll use this Lunar for example. Like I wanted it on PS4 because I collect PS4 primary. The reason I got it on the Switch because it only got released in Australia on the Switch, so I'm not importing a PS4 copy when I can get a local Switch version. It doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean?
You didn't get the PS4 copy, huh? That sucks.
Well, it doesn't have an Australian version. Like, I'm happy with the Switch copy. I don't want to buy games twice.
There's a lot of games now that the PS4 version is like a region exclusive. It's actually kind of fun time to collect for PS4 because you're just like, oh, there's only a PAL one. I'll get that one. Oh, there's a just a Japanese one.
It's $20 when they're like $60. It's like, oh, this ain't fun. And how much is shipping? Oh,
well, you have to deal with that way worse. Although there's tariffs now, so maybe I won't be able to get games cheap anymore from overseas. Who knows? So far, so good though. I haven't had any issues.
I think we'll be safe as long as it's like nothing in bulk. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I read it was only going to be over amounts of like $1,000 or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Something like that.
It will catch people, like people that do, big orders from strictly limited games. If you're not splitting up the orders, or if you're combining postage, you got to be careful. Play Asia, places like that. Like I've sent packages over $1,000 of value plenty of times.
I can just imagine now, like all of a sudden, all my games from strictly limited ship, and they bill me like an extra $300 for the shipping. Sorry, you got to pay for this.
And they're not going to lie on the customs forms. So did you guys watch the limited run game video that came out? I know there's one that comes out every year. But
oh my god,
it was like
some of it, yeah.
Did you hear that they were telling employees to lie on custom forms or overseas orders? Like, oh my god.
Yeah, man.
Like, I'm a reseller and I'm like, I don't want to do that. No, sorry. This is a big company doing it. What the fuck?
Yeah, and the guy's biggest mistake is that, like he made a bunch of mistakes, but the thing is he wasn't like tight with his employees. So when
Nope, you're fading out.
Oh, we're losing you, Reggie. But I feel like what Reggie's going to say, like loose lips sink ships. You know,
Well, that's
obviously all this stuff's come out from employees that he's done wrong in the past. He's done a lot of people wrong, so it's going to catch up with him. I wouldn't be surprised if this dude ends up in jail one day.
You think so?
The tax man catching up with him,
like Tiger King. You think they're making
we
a show
also
about
an
it?
investigation on, the $2 million video game collection in the basement that was paid for from profits earned from this company.
They were supposed
blah,
to be
blah.
donated to kids with cancer or something like that. Yeah, we could have a scandal. You never know. It's been a while. I mean, yeah.
They do a lot of dodgy fucking shit. Like, they still release games I like, but I hate giving limited run money. Like, there's some shit companies out there in the world, but no more that I hate giving money to is limited run. And they keep it for so long before they give me the product. It's like, fuck.
They have a massive opportunity now to make a lot of money, though, because what if the new thing is that these third-party companies will do like a mass game key card release, and then they'll do a small print run of the actual game through LRG,
and they're the ones who get
the only ones that have it. Like, what are you gonna do? I mean, I see that being like an actual legitimate possibility in the future. Another thing too, I don't know if you saw that VGP did post like a post on Twitter where they were like,
I seen that. I was a big fan of it.
Yeah, and an
big
ideal
thumbs up
world,
for VGP. They're going to be on our side. If you order stuff that the developers change their mind, they'll be like, "Do you want a refund? Because you ordered the physical copy and they're not making it anymore. And do you want this shit product? Because we don't think you do." So like, I feel like if limited run are going to do that, then VGP will also be selling it. And if it's the case, it'll be cheaper to order for VGP. Nintendo aren't going to be like, "Oh, let's make this Mario game only through limited run." Yeah, they'll give it to whoever wants to do the runs, blah, blah, blah.
Well, I just think that it will be a funny story arc if the saviors of the physical community end up being VGP reprints and LRG reprints of games. And it's like all the people who hated them for so long, who are just like smugly and angrily giving them money, like, it's the only way I can get the damn game I want. Whatever.
It's like, I don't hate them for the reasons of what they do. I hate them for the other things they do. Like they're a shitty business in the way that they handle their customers, how they handle their staff, how they, they try and extort extra money out of people. Like Video Games Plus is an amazing business. The way that they handle things, the way that they do things, and a lot of these companies are like, PlayAsia is a great business. The way that they do things, the way they handle things.
Hey, sorry about that, guys. My phone died while I was
yeah, right, Reggie.
Be a conversation. But I'm on my computer now.
It's cool. Yeah,
Even coming down to like little things like returns. Like if you want to do a return with a damaged game from limited run, you got to pay for it. Like imagine getting a damaged product on Amazon, and Amazon's like, "No worries, you can pay to send it back to us, and then we'll refund you." It wouldn't be Amazon. It just wouldn't have taken off.
Dude, they're a lot. They usually let you keep it if it's like a certain.
Yeah, they do actually.
I ordered like a $600 snowblower from them, and it was like broken when it showed up. And they're like, "We're not going to pay to ship that back. You just keep that. We'll send you another one." I'm like, "What am I going to do with this?" What am I going to? But I ended up like selling it to somebody for like $50. I'm like, "Here, fix it." So everybody was happy.
But it cost Amazon more to take those returns. Like it generally costs them more to take the return, have to fix it, repackage it, send it out again. It's cheaper for them to just cut the loss then, which is crazy, right?
I don't know. They it's
I'm
try not to jump on gang hate wagons. Like I just try not to, but
I don't blame you.
They did a lot of bad stuff. So I understand why a lot of people are upset with them for all sorts of different reasons.
I mean, that video, man, was I watched about a half of it, a little over half of it, man. It was brutal. I was like, dude, you could tell like the dude did his research because like he was like, man, dude, like it was hard. It it was tough to watch, man, to know all that stuff. I mean, a lot of people figured that stuff out about them before, about the reprints and all that stuff. And
well, that's not cool, man.
Well, not cool at all, man. Especially when you market it as limited. You know, if they had kind of put some kind of disclaimer in there saying, "Hey, these are going to have a certain print run," maybe. But I guess for them, if they tell people that takes away demand because everybody wants to know that they only have that copy. Look at this! I got this Night Trap game. It's so rare, and when you take that away from them, I don't know.
Yeah, and it felt like something was up with certain games because, you know, like VGP would just get restocks of games all the time, and I'm like, how the fuck are you getting all? Where are these coming from? How are you getting all these restocks? What are you talking about?
Yeah, and all this crap about, hey, the vault is open and limited run. We have these games. Like, what? That you sold out? Like, come on.
Yeah,
they were talking about the Night Trap, how it got reprinted like 5 times.
Dude.
I'll tell you the one that got reprinted that clearly did, that people still aren't aware of. It's a Vita game called Breach and Clear that sells for like $300 or $400.
Really?
And there was a copy on eBay from a seller in North Carolina that sold over 100, maybe more. Like, I'm sure it was many more. The seller was selling copies for like years out of North Carolina, which is where limited run out the $400 game. How do you have hundreds of copies? Because they are reprinting it.
Yep. Wow,
like, dude. Hundreds of people bought this game. Like, it's your holy grail. I'm sure people listening right now bought it off this same seller. Like, I was watching this guy for years selling these copies every week.
That's insane, man.
Like, the numbers don't add up, you know. The game doesn't have 999 copies because one dude had hundreds of them, possibly thousands.
And that,
wow.
That game is like not the best game, but you know, the rarity of it is what made it, you know, obviously stand out. And for them to kind of be printing, like doing reprints of it and then selling them for higher, like that's insane, dude. Like, it's like,
well, you know why they could get away with it for that particular game is because that's their game. They made that game.
Right.
Like, they don't have to go through the developers because they are the developers of that game.
Dude. So, what do you guys think is going to happen now? I guess limited run's been exposed before.
They'll just ignore it.
They won't
ignore it until the FBI is knocking on their door. They don't care. They're going to put up their sale and keep selling and just keep doing their shitty business things. And I'm sure they've lost many employees over the years because.
Well, I mean, if you look at that video, if you look at that video, like how they treated their employees, you know, like I don't even think Josh even met any of those employees. He was like in his own little like area where the employees didn't really get to see him. So they have.
It was all just this like tyrant person.
Yeah, like, you know, the whole I thought it was funny, you know, the whole COVID thing with the mask or whatever like that, and then like he was. I think they said he had COVID, but he said he was okay, and he came into the meeting still.
Yeah, he was meeting with Sega staff members and blah, blah. I'm sure these people are watching this video going, you fucker got me and my family sick. Like,
yeah, they probably are.
So I think it's going to end exactly like the ending of Scarface. Josh is going to be in like a mansion in Florida, just a pile of cocaine, cutting it up with Sega CD cases. Fucking cops show up.
I would love to see his collection. I would love to see like the true extent of his actual collection because I feel like he's
or used to. I don't know.
It's just the person that got to his head, and you know, I'm sure he hasn't got savings or blah, blah. I'm sure all this money is just going to his collection like an addict. You know, I got to complete this set. I got to complete because that's what he was doing, completing sets of video games. I'm sure he just has, you know, like 35 complete libraries at this point.
Probably something like that.
Jeez.
But I don't think it'll put him out of business, if that's what you're saying. Like, I don't think that'll matter. If anything, like I said, I think they're going to do better and better over the next few years because they just have to be the last man standing in a way.
Right.
It's going to be whoever like, because, you know, like we talked about this before, you know, vinyl records and stuff like that. There's a market for that, even years and years and years and years later for that sort of thing. Yeah. And I feel like there will always be a small niche market of people who want to buy physical games, at least in our lifetime, maybe not 100 years or something, but I think that'll be a thing, and I think that these smaller boutique retailers will be, actually doing very well, because if you present a hardcore collector with the game key card or the frustration of buying from limited run, most people I think are going to get over it and buy the game that they prefer.
Right.
Moral
it was interesting
indignation,
how,
moral outrage only goes so far.
How once Embracer Group bought limited run, like Josh still runs the company, and was giving them, portrayed by the video to be out, like giving them false numbers and things like that. Like, these are things that you can't fake over time. They're all gonna catch up with them, and if it turns out that the company isn't making profits, then we might just see Embracer Group like disband the company.
Yeah,
that could happen. But I don't know. I think they'd be.
It would be good for the video game industry if it did, because Video Games Plus, PlayAsia, all these other companies would simply take over. It would happen overnight.
Yeah.
All these licenses that they've signed would become invalid, and boom, who wants to print this game?
That's going to be interesting. It's a beautiful future, guys.
You think so, huh?
No. I think we're looking at the beginning of the end. We've actually seen the beginning of the end before. So that's another thing too that people, rightly so, like it's been, to me, this has been like an actual wonderful thing, these game key cards, because it seems to me like this is the first time the game's not on the goddamn cartridge, or it's not on the disc, has become like a conversation that's like the main conversation in the gaming community. Like, for a long time, I feel like it's me and like there's a few other people who are just like screaming from the hill, and nobody else cares.
I want to give kudos to Nintendo. Like, they've almost gone further than Steam in giving people value of their digital items. Like,
true.
The digital card is still a physical item, but it may as well be like an NFT or some digital thing that they can sell later on. Like, Steam doesn't even offer that at this point. We will see it in the future because they won't be able to compete with Nintendo.
You're not wrong. And I just want to say, it's like, this isn't Nintendo. Nintendo didn't invent this. Like, we had games that were codes in a box on the PS3.
Yeah, I collected them all. It was great fun. It was fun when they were 10.
This started a long time ago, and this is not like a Nintendo exclusive problem. This is not like a new phenomenon. This is a problem that's been going on for years. Like, I've been bitching about that. I remember like going on Twitter and being like, just hey, everybody wants to know this game isn't on the disc. And people would be like, why do you care? Why do you care? I'm like, I'm just letting people know. And nobody cares. We're just making fun of me and call me crazy. But now I feel like I'm like justified. All of a sudden, everyone's like, wait a minute. It's not on the car. I'm like, yes, you see how that's a problem now. Thank fucking God. Like, finally, people understand. And I don't even, like I said,
it needs to get to the point where Sony or Microsoft or Nintendo, whatever, turn off the servers and people are like, hey, this game that I've played for 15 years doesn't work anymore. What the hell? Like, it needs to get to that point before people realize that, wait, that can happen one day. And that would be bad because I own all these things that need that product.
Even if a quarter of the gamers cared about that, man, like these companies would have to make changes. But unfortunately, we're not even in that percentile.
We're the 10%, the small minority that they just don't care about. That it doesn't influence their sales or bottom line enough to change things.
Like, I did a test yesterday on a PS4 game I got. It's called Fatal Fury: City of Wolves, and it said, "Oh, day one patch." I was like, let me see what's on the disc. So I did a comparison, and dude, the intro is not even on the disc. Certain characters are not on the disc.
Yeah,
like, even certain story interludes are not on the disc. I was like, dude,
it's not a day one patch at this point. The disc is like a fancy download code. Like, that's what we're getting. The disc allows you to download the game.
Yeah, so I don't want anybody to just think this is, like I said, just a Nintendo problem. Everybody should be bitching about this for Sony and for Xbox. Been terrible for years for that stuff too. But they've been getting all right. Like, I feel like Xbox this last generation were finally like, hey, maybe we should backwards compatibility. Maybe we should put out versions of games that are complete a couple times. And I did it a few times, but
I give Xbox the thumbs up because of the other way that they've gone, where they're like, we're going full digital and we're going to make it cheap and we're going to bring games day one to Game Pass. And they announced it years ago and like consistently, like, you know, back when I heard about this 5 years ago, I'm like, yeah, radio, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm like, you actually got that game day one? Wait, you got that as well? Wait. Like today, I heard that they got Adamfall day one or whatever it's called. Like, I want to play that, and it's $100. Like, I want to play this game. All these games that they've got, it's such a good deal. And you can't really fault it at this point.
No, you can't, man. It's like
no, but then you're gonna end up. So here's another thing too. Like that's bad for the game developers though. Like everyone's gonna get less money. It's the same thing that happened to musicians and everybody else. Like once you go into that digital streaming model, it's pennies you're making compared to what you were making when you could sell your game as an actual thing. Like when people bought CDs,
you're split on there.
When people bought CDs, bands were making lots of money, and now like bands, they make good money, but it's off of YouTube streams and it's off of this. They don't sell albums. It's less. Like you can see these guys that are very popular, but they're like working musicians. Like
I got a question. I don't know if you'll be able to answer it, but based on this, right? I seen today that Oblivion had like 2.5 million Steam sales or something ridiculous. So, like, why? Why would you buy it on Steam when you can get it on Game Pass? And I'm generally asking that question. Like, has anyone here know someone who's bought it instead of renting it on Steam? Like, do you plan to play it for 10,000 hours? Good question, right? The same game, PC version. Is it the mods? Okay, you can't use mods on. Okay, like I didn't know that, so that makes sense.
And I mean, we all got to make them titties bigger, so now that's worth every penny, boys.
I don't play games with mods, so I didn't think about it, but that makes sense.
That's the first mod that gets created for every game. It's the number 4. It could be like Jeopardy, and it'd be like, make Alex Trebek's tits bigger mod. Number 1 downloaded.
That Expedition 33 is amazing. Like, I want to play it.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about that game. I've been thinking about picking it up.
It looks cool. I mean, I'm a huge fan of turn-based combat, so the fact that anyone's trying to make that interesting and a thing, I like. That's why I like Fantasia in that game too. That had like an interesting take on the turn-based combat too. If you played that, had like little area of effect spells and curve your spells.
I didn't play it, but I watched you play it. It looked good.
It was cool. It had some interesting elements. And then this seems like a turn-based combat system with action elements. Like still has like a lot of timing and parrying and stuff, it looks like. So that's cool.
Yeah, it's almost got like Sekiro type parrying, which they compared it to, which got raised my eyebrows. Like I heard people compare it to Nier or Automata, and
do you guys ever play
all these games they're comparing it to? I love. So
you ever play Legend of Legaia?
Oh yeah.
No, I haven't.
It was like an old PS1 RPG, and it was like it would be like a turn-based combat system, but you would have to input like attack combos and like do like fighting combos and stuff like that, like a fighting game to like execute the attacks. And it was cool. Like, so this seems to me like a super evolved that concept of turn-based plus action. It's cool. Sounds cool.
And day one on Game Pass. Like I can't justify buying it now on PS5. Like if a game's day one on Game Pass, I'm playing it on Game Pass and I'm waiting 1 or 2 years to buy it physically. Like because it takes away the whole like, well, I can play it cheaply, so I don't need to own this game until there's a sale anymore, which is a big thing for me. Like I like playing games when they come out, especially games I'm excited for. I don't have that patience to wait 2 years to play something that I've waited for. So if it's gonna be like that, I'll be doing a lot of day one Game Passes, and then if I can buy a cheap copy later on, I will. If I can't, then I just won't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if the copy that gets released is like a garbage copy anyway, why would you want it? Like I said, like I'm so picky about my space now. Like I said, like I'm not putting stuff in this room that isn't complete on disc or complete on card. Like I don't have the room. Why would I possibly waste space on something like that? Like you said, I'd rather rent it digitally, get rid of it, or whatever. There's no reason to keep it and own it.
Yeah,
me. But again, if you buy stuff and sell stuff, there's at least that. Like a disc that's not complete, you can at least sell. So
Well, that's true as well. You can still,
Yeah.
So I could see a lot of people who don't care in that regard. But like I said, I'm not really into. I don't sell too much.
I won't use day one DLCs for that type of reason as well. Where like I don't want an extra costume that's going to be irrelevant after 10 minutes of playing. Where that could add value to the game if I sell it later on.
Are there any AAA titles you guys are looking forward to coming out for this?
Honestly, Reggie, like this year is crazy. I've got a list and I've got all their dates here, and it's a big list. It's a big list. It's getting there. So we've got Elden Ring coming out next month. We've got Mario Kart World, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, Mafia, the old country. We've got Metal Gear Solid, Snake Eater, Rugby League's getting a new game. So that's on here. And then GTA 5 might be coming out this year, so that's on there as well. But that's a lot for 1 year. Like that's my year done.
that's massive. You're right when it comes to like those bigger titles. Hopefully GTA 6 does come out this year. I'm interested in playing it. The thing about that game is that I'm interested in playing like the story mode. I don't really care about going online because I told you.
Me too. I won't play it online. I don't like that type of community and things like that. Like that type of grind, and you have to play it for hundreds of hours to progress online. Like I'm if I can 100% the story in 200 hours, fuck yeah, let's do that.
There you go.
And then I'll just get cops to chase me in single player if I want to keep playing it.
Yeah, it's funny. Like online, I feel like I could just like watch other people's funny videos if I want to see what's happening online instead of like me grinding on there. Like, nah, I'm good. But do you guys think it'll eventually come out for the Switch too? Some kind of.
It's interesting. Like, I'm sure Nintendo want it to, right?
Right.
And GTA 5 is going to be on the Switch too. Was GTA 5 on the Switch?
No,
I don't think so.
No way.
Okay. I'm sure they want it to, but like, it's one of those things that if it doesn't run on it, then why would Rockstar want to put their game on a system where it doesn't run very well?
Well, the original Switch is more powerful. Is it as powerful or more powerful than the PS3 or 360?
I'm not too sure. I assume so, right?
It might not be, and that might be a reason why that game probably wouldn't run on there. I mean, the PS3 version of Grand Theft Auto, I thought it was top notch until I saw how it ran on the PS4. But
I had it day one on PS3, and I played the whole game. I didn't have one complaint. But today, you'd probably feel like it's an outdated game on the PS3.
Right. So, and then most people are kind of want to play online, so it's like on the Switch, yeah.
But I'd assume it hasn't been announced yet, but I'd assume day one it would be on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. I'd assume maybe they go down the road of not doing it on PC day one, but for optimizing reasons. But like the way that GTA is, it's bigger than any. It's not like 2008 where it was a 360 exclusive.
Right.
Like it's bigger than any single brand. Like Rockstar's bigger than Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo when it comes to gaming. And it's they can pick who they want to release it on.
Yep.
So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that if they did release it, it's not going to fit on a cart.
Yeah.
It's going to be like how big of a? What do you think the download size of GTA is going to be? What's your guess? I'm guessing like 150 gigs.
It'll be smaller than the biggest Call of Duty, that's for sure.
You think so?
Yeah, dude, Call of Duties are like over 500 gigabytes at this point.
Are they really? Holy crap!
I'll bring up something. This year, we've had a lot of releases drop early. Is it because developers are aware that GTA is coming later in the year? Because we're going to not see AAA games release the same time. You're not going to see.
Why would you want to go up against that? That makes sense. So,
yeah. And we're getting a lot of games dropping. Like, this Mafia is dropping in a month. This game, Tony Hawk's coming out in 2 weeks. Oblivion just dropped now. Like they could have announced it and dropped it in 2 months. But they dropped it today. Or 3 days ago, whatever it was.
I love how in reality there's so many games coming out all the time, and but everybody always online is like, it's just a desert out there. There's nothing to play. There's no games for nothing. No, the whole generation. There's nothing fun to do. I'm like, if you're over here into the collecting scene and into gaming, you like can't even eat fast enough. It's like,
Yeah, now there's
shit.
more games come out this year than I felt like have come out in a long time. At least ones that I'm interested in, which is exciting, you know.
My RPG backlog is insane right now. Just that. I have to play Ease. I got to play Dragon Quest Remake. I got to play Suikoden Remake. Just playing the remakes. Lunar Remake. I don't have time for the remakes, bros.
Dude, it's insane, right? I just beat the Suikoden in both of those games about 2 weeks ago.
So those are pretty short. I feel like I banged that out.
No, they're not bad. Like Suikoden 1 will take you like a little over 10 hours to beat if you try to get the best ending. Suikoden
I'm gonna get all the people, so yeah.
Yeah, Suikoden 2 is around 25 hours for me to get all the people and get the best ending. So yeah, but now Lunar is pretty easy because you can use the auto attack system and speed it up. So
and the speed up. That's what I was talking about earlier.
Exactly.
Like, all the remakes now, they're like, you just go ahead and hit that fast forward button.
Because we played the games before, so we deserve that. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to grind and like wait a bunch of hours. Just speed it up.
Yeah, I'm especially excited for Lunar. Like I've got it obviously, but like it didn't get released in the PAL region. I don't collect North American games, and I've always wanted the Lunar games in my collection. So it's like the best of both worlds. I don't have to pay up for it. I've got both of them on the one thing, and I pre-ordered. And it's probably the best version to play. They're remastered.
Yeah,
Lunar 2 back in the day on Sega CD was so freaking amazing. Like Lunar 1 was good, but it wasn't like, it didn't blow me away the same. Like just like the technicals. I don't know what they did on the sequel was like insane. Like the voice acting and the cutscenes and the music, and it was just so unbelievably incredible. So I'll always like remember that game.
Yeah, it's one of those games that like really pushed the limit. The animated cutscenes, the battle. Even though our version of those games was a bit harder because of like working designs, I feel like they were still really solid games. But the best version of those games to play, definitely, I think was the PS1 or Sega Saturn one that's what the remasters are kind of based off of. But what do you think about the AI cleanup on the cinematics? I mean, do you think I think they did a pretty good job. But do you think it's like, I don't know, kind of like a lazy thing to do when it comes to like doing these games?
I think it looks clean.
Yeah, I guess
it's the thing that we're going to see more and more because it's just much more cost efficient than hiring experts to do it, and it does basically the same job.
So what do you guys think about like the release of Lunar? Do you think it was kind of really was messed up how they did things on Amazon, and they said they weren't going to run out of copies of it?
Oh, you knew that would happen.
So you guys in America, right, had a weird pre-order system. Like it got released and then you had to pre-order it. Like over here, right, we went to the game shop and we pre-ordered it. And if you pre-order it, that's how many copies got made. Like how all games are done. Like you got the like limited run treatment in America. I don't understand.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. And then I guess they started like selling them via Video Games Plus. They started like letting people buy those copies when the Amazon ran out. They're supposed to get more on Amazon, but the thing about this, when a big release like this comes out, people want to play that game immediately. Like that's why they want to play it now. Like if they get their game in a couple of months, like something else is out now, so now I got to put this game on the back burner. Like when games come out, man, I make time for them. Okay, I'm going to play this game, but I feel bad for the people who missed out on it. And some people actually folded and bought the expensive, like the reseller copies.
200 copies are selling for $200. Like, unfortunately, it didn't get a reprint here, so they're still selling for $200, which is like,
well, that's
people shouldn't have to pay that for games that came out a week ago. Like, these are fans
right away. Get the digital, and they said they're reprinting it. Why would you do that? Why would you spend $200? Spend $50, play it right now, and then when it comes back in stock, you can buy it for $50.
It doesn't make sense.
You've saved $100.
I feel it's all about that flex, but yes, I got it too, guys. Look at me, like I got it as well. I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy.
Check out my Instagram post. It's the game that everyone's after.
I mean, you're right, like that's what it is. I shouldn't even have bought the Switch copy because I'm like thinking, like, dude, like I'm not gonna play this game on the go. You know what I mean? I played on the PS4, get my trophies and all that stuff. The Switch version was more, I guess, like a flex, I guess, but it's like that's not the version I'm gonna play of the game. You know what I mean? Like,
You know what's annoying is I would honestly prefer to play it on the Switch if it had trophies. But the fact that the Nintendo doesn't have trophies sucks.
yeah, they still haven't got it together, man. Like, you thought that with the Switch 2, they would have put some kind of program together for the fans, but they just like, I don't know, man.
Steam, Xbox, Sony have all been doing this for 20 years. In 20 years next
Oh
year,
my God.
Microsoft started this stuff.
You're right, dude. You 20 years achievements was the beginning. Oh my God.
You can get emulated versions of their games, and they have achievements. But like the third party emulator software has like retro achievements and stuff like that. You can get.
That's crazy.
Imagine achievements in. I mean, I know you guys aren't the biggest Pokemon fans. So imagine achievements in Pokemon games that made the game last longer. You know, catch this Pokemon as a shiny or something as an achievement. That would be so cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder why they don't. I wonder why they don't.
They probably I don't know. They don't want to follow suit. Maybe because people are asking for it.
Costs, maybe
They have a wall of boards of ideas that is when we need money, we pull one of these ideas out, and it's like new Mario Kart, new Zelda trophies are sitting there. It'll come out one day.
Oh, that's
Like,
a perfect example.
down, we're adding trophies.
Yeah, you're fixing. That's a good example. Like, say for instance, Square Enix was like down on their money. They would make a new Chrono Trigger game. That'd be their backup game to kind of like fix everything. So yeah, that's what Nintendo's. I think they're kind of doing with certain programs that people want.
We joked a couple of years ago that Square Enix have got like a similar system, and it's like as soon as we need money, we'll just reprint the Final Fantasy collection, and they did it.
Yeah, they did. Dude.
And these companies aren't dumb. They're not sitting around like they are aware of what their fans are into.
They're watching the behavior, and these guys are on Facebook, they're on X. They're seeing how people react to stuff, and they're engaging, everything. So they know, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, I don't know, man. Like, it's like we're giving them a way to
the success of Lunar and like the surprise sale of how well it actually did, because obviously they didn't anticipate selling what they have. I hope that other developers from the same era are like, hey, that game we made 20 years ago but sold pretty well on the PS1. Why don't we remaster it?
Right,
right. Like I don't want to see the Last of Us. I want to see, Kingdom Hearts has been done, but I want to see like The Legend of Dragoon.
Yeah, I want to see Parasite Eve or something like that.
But Fixie, that game, that Lunar remastered, it did come kind of bare bones in a way compared to like the PS1 version, because that came with interviews, came with extras and stuff like that, which would have been nice for this collection. Like if they went back and looked at the creators of the game and interviewed them again, which they have, but it's just not on the disc or the cart. I thought that would have been kind of cool to include, as an extra, but
or done like a collector's edition that included things that were in the original collector's edition or something.
They lose money on collector's editions the way they do them, so they probably were kind of scared to do it. They might do one afterwards, seeing how well it's selling. We'll see. But yeah, collector's editions are like, for a lot of these companies, it seems like they're not safe, I guess, especially for something like Gung Ho, or what's that company called that published it?
Gung Ho.
Or they are called Gung Ho. Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it'd be safe.
I've got this big like love-hate relationship with remasters right now, because it's like any game from 2010 backwards that gets a remaster, I'm like, fuck yeah. I haven't played this game for 20 years. I can't wait to play it again. Any game onwards, I'm like, I played that on PS4 5 years ago. Like, it doesn't need a remaster.
Did you see that Night Dive Studios said that they were wanted to start doing PS3 and Xbox 360 games?
Reprints?
Like, please.
Remastering.
Mm-hmm. Like,
the room.
Like, when Naughty Dog announce a Last of Us something, like, the comments are bad. They cop it in the comments. Surely the social media team's like, hey, guys, there's like 10,000 angry people screaming at us. Why are we doing this? Like, surely, read the room.
All I know is I'm excited for that news. I think there's a lot of really cool PS3 games that and Xbox games I would love to see get remastered from that generation.
Kind of like those are most of them like games that kind of live and die in those systems in a way.
Like the Saboteur or something. Oh,
Saboteur would have been awesome.
Anything to play that on PS5.
Yeah, That was Pandemic. So that was the company's name. That was their last game after Mercenaries 2 before the company folded, I think.
How did they fold after that? That was a brilliant game.
They were in the folding process because of what happened with Mercenaries 2, I believe. That launch for that game just really hurt them, and it didn't do as well as they thought it was going to do. And
it sucks because it's brilliant. It's such a cool concept. Like, if you haven't played it, right? So you play in France, and the Germans are taking over France. And as you're playing the game, as you like liberate a region, the region goes from black and white to color. It's such a cool concept. You know, it's all black and white. And I didn't know until I've done the first time seeing color. I was like, oh my God, this is actually awesome. And then you'll drive through and suddenly you drive into the next area that's all under control and it's all in black and white again.
That's cool idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing the Fear games as well.
So I'm guessing the 360 version of that game is not backwards compatible.
Well, Dead Space got done, and look how well the reception to that get done was. You know, I'm surprised we haven't seen Dead Space 2 get announced.
I'm surprised too. I really liked the Dead Space.
Dead Space 1 remake didn't sell like they wanted to, so they didn't even want to make the effort to do the second game. It really sucks, man. They should have did them at the same time. You know, like back to back in a way.
Yeah, like it's hard to justify spending full price on, you know, like the Oblivion remake. Like the fact that it's Oblivion and I never sunk 100 hours into it back in the day, that got me spending the money on it. But if it was like, you know, a game that I already played or something else, it's hard to justify like rebuying an old game, you know. And there's new games that are coming out that are awesome. But if you include 3 of them, like the Spyro trilogy, the Crash Bandicoot trilogy, you know, Tony Hawk's giving you 2 games. Like, they got released as single games back in the day at full price. They're giving you multiple games. Like, what's the difference between a sport game and a kid's game to a horror game? You know, they're still all games.
Yep.
We're even getting Uncharted, like 3 of them put on 1 pack sold at normal prices. Like, they're Uncharted games. Surely they could have milked those singly.
Yep.
I'll go over pickups.
Yeah,
pickup. Okay, let me see if I can pull up. Wow. Grab some stuff.
If you have some, Reggie. If you don't, no big deal.
I think I have them like pre-recorded, so I got like
5 a.m. when we started this. Where you are,
dude? I know. That's why I was like, dude. Like, yeah, that's why I'm not even on camera right now.
It's like fucking 6 in the morning. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
Yeah, I got like 5 things. It won't take that long.
All right, go for it.
So obviously I shared this. I pre-ordered it. I'm super happy to have
Lunar?
it. I haven't opened it yet. Like, I'm now that this copy's selling for $200, I'm like, if I want to play it, I might download it. And we'll see. Super happy to have it though. Like, you know, it's a game that was always like on these videos that I've seen for 20 years and always wanted to have it. And it was always like, well, I don't collect for that region, and I've got it now.
I'm glad.
All right, so I've got some interesting games here.
I do that all the time.
PS5
by the way.
games.
I'll fucking be like, oh, how much is this game selling for? I'm just downloading it at this point. I'm not opening it. Like, it's always about the math. If it's like $20 for the digital and the game's worth $200, I'm not opening it.
Yeah, and you know, it's probably only going to go up in price if it's sealed.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we have Time Media. Now, I found this on YouTube videos that were like Souls-like games because I'm massive into Souls games. I'm kind of playing every single one. I have heard good and bad things about this, so I'm going to play it myself and give my own opinion on it. But it looks fun. It's done by Team 17, who do Worms, and you know they do some cool things. So it's done by a decent team. I'm sure it's going to be all right. We'll have its own like quirky little things that each game does. So I'm looking forward to that one.
Mm-hmm.
Might have been the same video. I also heard about this game called Soul Tice. And again, it's sort of like a Souls clone, sort of not. It has its own little charm to it. Looks all right. It was like $19 at my local store. And I'd been looking at it up on eBay like a week before, and it was like $40. So it looks all right. Yeah, I'll give this a go once I've got nothing to play as well. Get AI Limit.
Yeah, have you seen that?
Is that the new one?
It's coming out. I don't know if it's like coming out any day now, I think, and it's like
Yeah,
physical is
okay. No, I've been looking that up. It hasn't come out yet. Yeah.
like an Asian exclusive release. You want the physical?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna get that. It looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got this. This is called Graven.
There you go.
So this is like a first-person, like boomer shooter / like role-playing / like fantasy. It kind of combines a lot of genres into it. It looks good.
No, it looks
Like
cool.
it looks cool. The reviews are like it's kind of like trying to do too much stuff, but it's still fun in what it does. But like it looks cool. It was cheap. I think I'll give it a go and make up my own opinion on it. But it looks cool. Like it looks like a fun game to play. And then I went grocery shopping the other day. And across the road from the grocery shop is a store called Harvey Norman that sell like TVs. And they have like a small video game section. I always go in there because sometimes they have weird sales. Like, oh, this $90 game is $4. So I found Helldivers 2 for $25 and it's sealed.
Nice.
It's still selling for like $60 online. I don't know if I'll open it. I think I might just keep it for the collection. I heard amazing things about it when it first came out. A lot of my friends are playing it, but they're not playing it right now. And it's like an online type thing. So, yeah, it looks cool. There's actually another copy at my store. I'm probably going to go and buy tomorrow and sell because I didn't realize it was still selling for like $60 online. I'm just like, oh, I don't own that. And it's $20 or $24. That's like free.
That's my logic.
Right, you're
So
okay.
cheap, it's free.
Yeah. Especially when it's sealed too. You don't find sealed stuff in Australia.
So I picked up the Neo Geo collections on the Switch.
What? Heck yeah.
Nice.
Volume 3 and 4. These ones are really good ones. They have a bunch of cool fighting games, a bunch of cool shmups on them. This one's got Baseball Stars, Volume 3, which is what I really like. I love that game.
Yep.
It's like one of the only baseball games I'm really like. But yeah, it's got King of Fighters, Art of Fighting, some soccer games. It's got a couple shmups on it, so that's the most important part. Anything with a shmup on it.
Do you like how they mixed them up so everybody would have to get all the volumes?
I mean, I would have anyway, so it doesn't bother me, but it is kind of annoying.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if you're like, I just want the fighting games, that sucks to be you. If you know what I mean. So if you just want the sports game, it would have been nicer if they did it a little more. But like I said, any Neo Geo game that I can own physically for a reasonable price, I'm interested. There's just, if I bought these carts in real life, it'd be like bankrupt to me. I have to sell my house. I picked up the Ninja Gaiden Black 2.
Oh, that's out.
Yep. From Malaysia. They even put a cool sticker on there. I kind of think I'm going to put the sticker on it when I open it because I like it. But yeah, this is the remaster of Ninja Gaiden 2.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I've been doing that lately. If it's got a sticker over the seal, I like carefully peel it off and put it on the case.
Yep. Same way.
That's cool. Yeah, I think that I like the stickers. They look neat. Looking forward to this game. Also looking forward to the new one.
Yeah, I can't wait for that one, dude. Oh my god.
I hope they do the other games. It's a little weird they just did 2, but we'll see. So this is Ender Magnolia.
Oh, that's the sequel to Ender Lilies.
That's right. Yep. So it's like a 2D action adventure Metroidvania style game. I originally had ordered this in PlayAsia as from like the Chinese Asian English release, but it got canceled. And I don't think it got made because PlayAsia refunded me and they're like, do you want something else? And this Japanese copy does have English on it. So I was like, I'll just take the Japanese copy. But as far as I know, this is the only PS4 version of the game is this Japanese version that has English. And then I think there's like I think Korea got a collector's edition, which is kind of nice if you want a fancier version. But I don't think the Asian English version ever came out for the PS4. It did come out for the PS5 if you want the PS5 version with no symbol or whatever. But yeah, Ender Magnolia. You can just get a regular PS5 copy and the United States if you want, but I wanted the PS4 one because I'm super cool. So that's Ender Magnolia.
Looks good in that case.
Yeah, and I have Ender Lilies on the PS4, so
Yeah.
I like that OCD consistency. That's like a part of my.
I might do the same with that game.
Yeah, I hate like I've said before the Tales. I'm sorry, I always say Tales.
Trails of Graces.
The Trails in the Sky 1 is coming out.
Oh,
and
for
it's just
PS5.
Yeah, on PS5, and you've got them all on PS4.
Yeah, I have like 10 Trails games on the PS4, except the first one's going to be on PS5, and I'm just like, what do you want me to do with this?
Price is going to be right for me.
Where am I putting this now? And it comes out, and it's coming out on the Switch. So just put it out on the PS4, you bastards. It's just one region anywhere. Just put it out in one region. That's all we need. With English. We need English too. Ah, shit. I said I wasn't going to forget the name of this, but now I don't. Now I forgot the name of it because it's all in Japanese. It's just like a horror, like visual novel.
It's called I'm Watching You because the way the cover looks is he's pointing at something.
Oh, God. I wish I could remember the name. It's terrible. I bought it like 2 weeks ago. But yeah, it's like
Hold the case up to the screen for a second, Joe.
Somebody in the comments may know.
City Legend Demolition, Urban Legend Demolition.
Urban Legends.
Center?
That's it. Yep.
Oh, wow.
What is it? Urban Legend what?
Demolition Center or something.
Yeah, Resolution Center or something like that. That's right. It's about urban. It's like it's a visual novel, kind of like an artistic, artsy fartsy style, but it's also like got a lot of horror elements in it.
Disillusion. That's it.
Yeah, it's like a spooky visual novel. And this is another game that I had ordered from PlayAsia, and they canceled it, and they said they couldn't. There we go. Yeah, Jorp's got it. Urban Myth Dissolution Center. That's it. They got like PlayAsia said they couldn't find me a copy, so I had to order it from eBay after they canceled on me.
Wow.
And then I got Lunar. Yay!
Excellent.
Let's go. Did you get it originally, or do you have to get the second print?
No, I got it from Amazon.
Nice.
Woke up at like fucking 5 a.m.
Oh, really, dude? It was kind of weird how it went down, dude. So I was watching it live, and the PS4 copy went like live, like I think 30 minutes after it was supposed to, and they were doing it one at a time. Then the 360, the Xbox version went live like about an hour later. Then like 2 hours in, the Switch version finally went live. So it was so weird.
That is weird. So this is the only one I tried to get like first thing in the morning. And I got it relatively easily. And then I ended up FOMO buying the Switch version from VGP when they announced that they were selling that too.
Yeah.
Straight up FOMO buy it. Like I didn't even want it. And then when they were like, it's sold out, you can't get it. I'm like, ooh, I better get it.
Maybe that was the plan. Maybe it wasn't sold out. And you're like, all fake listings on eBay just to get people to buy it again. Because it worked.
This is going to be the rarest version, the PS4 one. It got like the lowest print run. Maybe they'll make more. I don't know. But this will be the version I think that's harder to get. So I'm going to open my Switch copy and probably play it on that.
Or the Xbox version, right?
Oh, the Xbox version. That's true. People don't collect
the Australian version never got a reprint, so.
Yeah, and
we got pre-orders only, and it was only available from one retailer over here. So I'm assuming it's going to be a pretty rare game in Australia because we don't get reprints, which is still weird.
And to keep my consistency of the last few episodes, I got another Berserk. I got the Golden Age Arc Memorial Edition. And so this is a collection of the it's like a trilogy of movies, I believe.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's confusing. So like there was like the Berserk 1997 series, and it went over the origin story of Guts and Griffith and everything in the Band of the Red Hawk. And then they came out with the 2016 version, which takes place after that. But in between, they came out with these 3 films that retell the original story, I guess, or go into more depth. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know. If people in the comments know more than me, feel free to educate me on that. But yeah, it looks like it retells the Griffith and Guts story, and they said it's see how it says trilogy remastered and recut into 13 episodes. So they took the 3 movies and made it into like a little show, I guess, is what they did with it. So yeah, I've been really enjoying it, and I've been watching the newer 2016 Berserk, and fucking, I like it. It's goddamn brutal, dude. Holy crap!
It is, dude.
It
Hopefully
is
they finish the series someday.
brutal. People were saying it wasn't that good, and I'm like watching it over here, like, damn, that was awesome. It's so fucking metal, man. Like, it's also a little perverted and a little twisted, but that's okay. Like the demon orgy scene, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Wasn't expecting that, but so yeah, that's all I got.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm happy that my camera's not working, but my footage is, because I just still morning here. But we're gonna start off with a game I talked about recently, Solar Eclipse. Hold on a second, let me get that footage ready. There we go. So yeah, old school Sega Saturn game, and you can tell the graphics look kind of dated compared to a lot of games like this today, but it's still a fun game. But the real appeal for this game is actually that it plays FMV cutscenes, so you get like story segments that are really nice, and the actors are actually really they're really trying. They're not like just there. They're doing a good job. Like one of the main ones is Claudia Christian. I don't know what you guys will remember her from, but she was in Maniac Cop 2. And there's a scene I call Ghost Ride the Whip where the Maniac Cop he handcuffs her to the steering wheel, and he puts the car in neutral down a steep hill. And yeah, it's a wild scene, dude. Like it's like it cracks me up, dude.
That's the best Maniac Cop by a mile.
Oh, 100%. Maniac Cop 2 is the best one. I mean, I hate what happened to Bruce Campbell, but still, it's the best one.
3 is not that great.
But it has some funny scenes in it, like the toss-up shooting the guy that was bothering him.
That was the first one I saw, too. I remember.
Me too. Yeah, the first one I saw was part 3.
Yeah,
but yeah, Solar Eclipse is a game. It's like I got this for around $20, so probably one of the cheaper Saturn games you can get, but totally worth it.
Nice.
And next one here, I got Bramble. Oops, sorry, I messed that up here. Let me go. Oh, there it goes. Bramble for the Switch. I did talk about this. I think I talked about this game with you guys before, but I just got the Switch copy just to have that portability. It was $20. I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and get that because it's a really good game. It's twisted, man. Like that Norwegian folklore, whatever it is, man, it's messed up, dude. Like, you think the game will be sensitive because you're a kid, like you don't get killed or nothing like that, but the kid gets killed bad if you don't know what you're doing. So you got to be careful in this game. You're being stalked by trolls. You're just like traps and all that stuff. It's pretty intense, but definitely a good game. I don't know if the Switch version is the preferred version. If you want to play this game, I would say probably get the PS5 version or the Xbox Series X version first. But the PS4 version came with the free upgrade, so I had to get that. All right, so next one here. I finally got this game. I'm looking for this game for a year, even though it's common as hell. But Call of Juarez, the Cartel.
That's good.
PS3. Dude, this is 2-player co-op, man. Or it might be 3-player co-op. But I believe it's still online. I had a sealed copy. It came with a code, but the code, which was funny, it acted like it was going to work, and then like when I went to the store, it said what it was, and then it said it wasn't activated anymore. So yeah, those codes in those sealed games, they are worthless.
Yep.
Even if they don't have expiration dates, it's pretty messed up. But anyways, looking forward to playing this game, even though they say it's the worst in the series because they went modern. But I think that's cool. They tried to go modern with it. You know what I mean? Like cowboy in modern age. So we'll see how it is.
That's pretty good.
Reggie, I got some cool cover variants of Call of Juarez, the Cartel.
Really?
So they got 2 different slip covers. They got this one here, which has got like the bullet holes on the front.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is a one of a kind. I've never seen another slip cover do this. This is cool. So this one has a bullet belt on the front. Like that's attached by magnets. So it's a different piece of cardboard. But so it's a belt which the characters wear. It's so cool. It's probably my favorite slipcover.
Right on, dude. Heck yeah.
That's cool, man.
We had a reprint. Well, VGP got a stock of this game from Limited Run. So this is Nightmare Reaper for the PS4. A boomer shooter. I got the Switch copy from Super Rare, but I wanted the game on PS4. So yeah, when I saw they had this in stock, I got it immediately. I'm not sure if a lot of like the people who watch the channel are like fans of boomer shooters, but they're pretty unique first-person shooter games.
I love them so much.
Yeah. They're
Those are
pretty
my
wild.
absolute favorite genres, dude. Love them.
Yeah, they're wild, man. Especially when they were at their popularity back in the day, man. These games, like you could like immerse yourself in the world and it's like and just be lost. But definitely a cool pickup. And of course, we talked about this earlier. I got Fatal Fury: City of Wolves. I played it pre-patched, and it was it's a good game. I'm glad it finally came out, even though it's like 25 years later. It's like what the hell, but And what's cool about this one, they actually kind of concludes a lot of story elements from the first game. So I thought that was great. They did that. No cliffhanger BS, closures to a lot of people's stories. So that was cool. The only thing in this game is missing is some like newer characters that are not like celebrities. Like they put 2 celebrity stars in the game. They're not even
Yeah, I was going to say, is this the one that's got Cristiano Ronaldo?
Yeah, dude. I was like, dude, I ain't using that, dude. Like, what is that? Dude? They could have put him in some kind of DLC pass later on. But yeah, exactly. They put 2 characters. They took 2 of the main characters out of the game and replaced them with them for now. I was like, dude, come on, man. Like, you guys know better than that.
Who's the other one? Is it Logan Paul?
It's some dancing dude, man. Like, or I don't know who it was. It's somebody I didn't care to use. Yeah, it's like, what is going on here? But
yeah, I don't. That's a thing I do not need. I don't need celebrities in video games at all. It's cool. Norman Reedus and Death Stranding. That's cool, I guess, but I'm not really. That's not like a selling point to me at all.
Yeah. It's just It's oh my god, so dorky. But anyways, still a solid game, even though a lot of it's not on the disc. Well, a good portion is not on the disc. Or stuff that should be on the disc is not on the disc. But good old day one patch will fix that for everyone, right?
Is it LeBron James as well?
What's up?
Is it LeBron James who they added as well?
No, heck no. They added another basketball player. I can't remember what the guy's name was.
Yeah, I mean, Google doesn't do a good job of telling you. That's what comes up.
I know one is a soccer player and one is some kind of like DJ or something like that. So, but as soon as you see him, you're not gonna like want to use him. You're like, what is this? But anyways,
I'd use him because I've grown up loving him as a soccer player. But if you don't know who it is, it makes no sense.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's like he fights and all.
The season 1 pass is free, which is nice. So you get 5 characters when they're available. So that's cool. They did that, but still,
they should put the Gangnam Style guy in there.
Oh my god!
Well, you could add celebrities, but make it make sense. Like put a famous wrestler or a famous boxer or something in there.
It's a fighting game.
The next game here is Sky Racket. This is a shoot 'em up played with tennis rackets. You fly through levels and you knock the tennis ball back and you break up like blocks and stuff and hit bosses and stuff like that. It's pretty unique on the shooter genre, I would say. I don't think a lot of people know about this game, but I found out they got a physical from them. First print game.
One print games.
One print. Okay, I keep getting like confused with First Press and all that stuff.
That's the company that I always confuse First Press with. But One Print they're good. They will ship you things when you buy stuff from them.
Yeah, they will. Mm-hmm. So another cool
First
one.
Press ship games. I got my one game after sending multiple threatening emails.
I still have not gotten mine. My chain echo.
Send the email. Send the threatening email. It works.
Well, I'm not going to threaten them, but I sent them an email. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? Everybody else is getting these. They're like, oh, we had to ship out some first. We'll get to it. I'm like, all right.
I ordered mine this year. You should have got yours a long time ago.
Bro,
bullshit.
That company is like criminal.
And of course, we got the Lunar collection here. Oh, sorry. There we go. A little bit of flex there, right? 2 copies. Oh my god.
Oh, I like the different cover arts on each copy.
Yeah, I prefer the Eternal Blue cover, even though Lunar Silver Stars, I that's my favorite out of the 2 games. But yeah, happy to have these and play them again. Because a lot of people aren't busting open their PS1 copies these days. So this is kind of cool, that they did this for us. So yeah.
They never got standard PS1 releases, right? It was only collector's edition.
Only collector's edition, yeah. I still remember walking to the store to buy my collector's edition back in the day. I was so amazed with it because it came with this hardcover book, had a CD soundtrack in there. What else did it have? It had a cloth in there. It was just like
at the map.
it was brilliant, man.
It almost makes it like a special game for everyone who owned it, because everyone who owned it had that big box, had everything with it. Wouldn't have wanted to sell it because it's like, I got to sell some games. Well, I'll keep these ones and I'll sell the rest of them. You know.
Exactly. So
I'd say that literally anyone who collects PS1, those are mandatory games to have in your collection if you can have them, because they're so beautiful. It's like,
they are.
Why wouldn't you want them?
Yeah.
Next up is Pocket Bravery. This game is so. Here's a funny story. Had this game pre-ordered for like 2 years, and it got canceled on Amazon. They canceled my pre-order, and then one day, I just happened to be looking through Amazon and it said that the game was finally up for sale, so I bought it. Now the Switch version plays great, but when I played the PS4 version on the PS4 system, it has a bunch of like problems with it, dude. Like it's like they didn't optimize the game properly. Like load times are like messed up. But if you play the PS4 version on the PS5, it plays totally fine. So it's like, dude, what is going on here?
It's weird how these things happen, you know.
Well, they're not optimizing a lot of PS4 games anymore. Like they're not doing it properly because everybody's skipping over to do the PS5 version, and it sucks, man. You know, it's like, dude, what the hell are you guys doing? Like, come on. So hopefully they'll get a patch to fix that. But it's a good fighting game, you know, with what it comes with, you know. So people should keep an eye out for it if they like.
I love the backgrounds; they're cool.
And they changed like Fatal Fury. Like if you like would actually go through the rounds, it'll go through like nighttime and all that stuff. So they always change as you're fighting your opponents. And then the next game here, of course, VGP got this in stock. I had to get it. Ninja 5-0. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I finally get to play this game. Never played it on the Game Boy Advance, but it became super rare, as we know. Like I think it was like a $300 game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Limited Run reprinted it on the Game Boy Advance, but I wasn't trying to buy that version. I was like, nah, let me play it on Switch or PS4 now. And yeah, happy with that. And then a game that everybody should play, just in case you haven't, because they might be coming out with a new movie for it. Outrun. Yes, Outrun 2, Coast to Coast. If you don't have this game, you are insane. This game is, I think it's pretty cheap on PSP.
No, this game's expensive. Like, I want the PS2 version. It's like $50 plus.
Damn, for arcade games. He was like, come on. But
for Xbox, it's like one of the most expensive games.
Yeah, the Xbox Coast to Coast is like, probably one of the more expensive games out there, which sucks. But if you're able to get this game cheap, man, it's definitely worth it. It's a fun racing game. And
this game never emulates correctly either.
No,
I don't know if that has anything to do with the value, but I cannot get this game to run correctly no matter what I do. Not that
I've never actually played the console version of this, but I've played it in arcades a lot, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it was funny. I found out about this game. I got this game on PSP first, and I was so like blown away with that. I eventually bought the PS2 and Xbox copies. But it's kind of messed up because the license for this game like goes away like Ferrari, so they can't really like reprint it or make it digital unless they go through it like Ferrari again.
I think that there is exclusive content on the Xbox version too, or something like that. Like there's a reason I believe the Xbox one's the better one. I don't know if it just runs better, but I thought there might be like extra maps or something like that.
Man, I might have to look that up actually. Yeah, maybe you're right.
Could be wrong. All I know is that supposedly that's the more sought after version.
Yep.
So
that's all I got, guys.
So Reggie, how many Switches did you order?
Dude, I was trying to talk people out of ordering the Switch. Like Marcus, a video game votary, he was on there. I tried to talk about it, man. He wouldn't even listen to me. He didn't even want to hear me out. Like he just
nope.
He's like, in one ear out the other. Was hilarious. Because I was like, man, like, why y'all trying to get the Switch 2, man, when there's no games for it? But, but of course, if you get the Switch 2, you can just test it out, and then you can make a video out of it. So that might be worth it, doing it for that. But for me, I waited, like, to the third year to get a Switch. And that wasn't even on me. The fans of the channel actually wanted me to get one, so they helped get one. But for me, I'll probably wait the third or fourth year for the Switch 2. If I get a new system, guys, it has to have something appealing to me on that system. Switch 1 is already doing it for me. Even after like 7 years, I play it mostly portable, and it's just I don't see any other reason to like get something new unless it has something I really want on it.
What's interesting, Reggie, is I waited like 2 or 3 years to get the Switch as well, and I still paid like basically full price.
Yeah, it's like, dude. And if you waited a couple more, like maybe a year or so, you would have been able to get the OLED one.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I didn't get the OLED, and it's like, well, I'm not going to get the OLED now because I just bought this thing, and it's great. Like, I've had it for more than 5 years. I've gotten my money's worth out of it, but still, I'm looking forward to upgrading. I may sell mine. Like, I've looked after it, still in like new condition, as I said, so I could probably turn around, and it was a special color too, so I might be able to get like $400 for it.
Well, I want to ask.
You can transfer your save files over, right?
I believe so. Hopefully, you should be
In the
able
cloud.
to.
You should be able to.
Okay, yeah. As long as you can do that, then it's not like I have games digitally or anything. I got my account. That's how it works, right?
Yeah, but Joe, is there any way I could talk you out of your pre-order for the Switch 2, like save you some money?
If you deliver a 30th anniversary PS5 Pro to me, I will cancel.
You will cancel? That's the only way you do it, dude? I consider.
And I'll be nice. It doesn't need to include the stand. Oh, does it have the stand? I don't even know. I think it does. I don't know, man. I'm pumped for it. I've been hyped for it. The Switch has been like a little long in the tooth for a while now. I wanted a more powerful Switch personally for a while. And like I said, there's been quite a few games that I've purchased that they just chug on the Switch, man. They don't play that great. And so like I want, even if there's no games, I would like to like try out some of those other games and see if they run really well on the Switch too.
A new system's exciting. Like, it's exciting to think about a new system being here in a month,
It's like Christmas, except with Mario.
Yeah, for old people.
Yeah. All I know is that I find it funny that somewhere out there's some kid who didn't get a Switch for his birthday, and there's like dudes like us out here being like, yeah, I got 3 Switches. I was thinking about that. This girl at my work was like, I'm trying to get one for my kid and I can't. And I'm like, oh, well, you can't have mine. Sorry.
Because I'm playing Mario Kart day one.
You can watch me play Minecraft on stream if you want. So I ain't giving him my Switch. Hell no.
You should have been like, he'll just play Fortnite anyway. You don't even need to get it for him.
It's true. Yeah. Well, gentlemen, been a good show.
Yeah, for the final time. Thanks for watching, everyone. And
yeah,
we might be back for a couple more episodes at some point, but it won't be next week.
Yeah. So if you guys missed at the beginning of the show, this is gonna be the last show for a while, maybe indefinitely. I might start something else on my channel at some point.
Yeah, I might do the same, but for now, if you want to see me, I'm streaming on Twitch every single day, playing Geoguessr. I'll talk about video games. You can actually redeem a redemption to get me to pull games out of my collection. So if you want to really talk about games, head over to Twitch and follow me over there. It's Figsy Games. I restream on YouTube too, so you can watch it on YouTube. Like, I'm still doing stuff. Joe's streams on Twitter as well as YouTube and Twitch.
Yeah, should be all down in the comments below. If you want to sub, just give us a follow. I'm on. Especially if you want to hear if we're new shows or anything like that, follow on Twitter.
Yeah,
follow
Chaos
on YouTube.
Got me to pull games out of my collection the other night, so it's true.
And then, same thing. Make sure you subscribe to Reggie. He'll be doing more content as well. And like I said, we'll see you guys again in some other format at some point somewhere. Just might be.
It won't be the end of the end, but it's just the end for now. So thanks everyone for watching and hanging out and liking and commenting and being here every week. It's much appreciated. We lasted, 198 episodes for now. Like that's there's only 52 weeks in a year, so that's pretty crazy that lasted that long. So thanks everyone.
Yeah, and Reggie, thank you for being a co-host and helping out and all this.
Yeah, it was awesome. Man.
All the guests who've come on. It was really nice meeting everybody. Everybody's watched. Thank you all.
Everyone who helps for the thumbnails, all the past guests, hopes, Will for doing the start of the show with me, and it was awesome.
Pavel, huge help. Don't forget Pavel.
Yeah, Pavel doing the quiz and the quiz.
Andy.
And
no, we're not going to thank Andy.
Sylvan and Laura and everyone that helped out behind the scenes.
I'm just kidding. Just being a dick for no reason. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody, and stay tuned for what's next. See you guys later.
Later.
You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation Collecting Snacks, and tell us what you think. gonna show you things you've never seen. Gonna sing the song to the break of dawn. Gonna rock this party all night long. So come on, everybody, let me see you dance. Get yourself ready, you got one more chance. You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation